Hello, everyone. Welcome to another Fantasy Haven live stream. It's the late Lord Haven. I'm only 6 minutes late. No, that doesn't how time. That's not how time works. I'm about 10 minutes late. There we go. And this is a very special live stream because it's not just me being a solo duck. It's not. I don't know what that means. It's not me being with Quinn discussing Knights of Seven Kingdoms. No, this is a
the late Lord
normie.
Haven. I'm only
Oh shit!
6 minutes
Stop.
late.
No,
No,
not
that's
again.
not time. That's not
Wait,
how
wait,
time
wait, wait,
works.
wait. I'm about. Right, that wasn't very smooth, was it? My my as once again my live stream was on in the background as I was talking, and so my opening sentence just started playing over me, and it was chaos. I know I do that every stream. Okay, should be fine now. Is that fine? Yeah, that's fine. Okay. Let me redo that intro. Hi guys, how's it going? Special live stream. I'm going to be discussing A Knight of the Seven Kingdoms, the first 3 episodes. That's the Hedge Knight, Hard Talk Beef, and the Squire, with a normie. Dun dun dun. It's Alex.
You
Hi.
really hit that YouTuber intro. Holy shit.
That was fucking terrible. That's the worst intro I've ever
Yeah,
done.
and then you fucked it. You were
I-
doing so well with the "What's up, guys?" and then you just
What's up, guys? Welcome to another. No, I had the stream playing in the background unmuted by accident, so it just became a big. Apparently, I did that for like 2 whole minutes one time without realizing
yeah.
it, and everyone said it was like Lynchian. Anyway,
Oh,
hi
shit.
Alex, what's up?
How's it going? How's it going, Haven heads?
Oh,
I knew you'd say that. The Haven Horde, whatever. I don't know.
Haven Horde, Haven Gang.
It's a bit the chaps. What's up? I'm technically a normie, even though just because I haven't read any of the books, but I know I've watched all of Game of Thrones. I've watched all of House of the Dragon. And I've watched some YouTube shit, including this loser and Glidus and Alt Shift X. So I know some shit, but I didn't know anything about this series, so that makes me a normie.
You are a
There you
normie.
go.
You've not read the Duncan Egg novellas. And what did you know
No.
about Duncan Egg before we sat down to watch the first 3 episodes yesterday?
I knew there was a Hedge Knight guy. I knew obviously I knew the like characters, and I knew that it was something to do with like it's the middle bit between the other two bits of Targnus.
Yes, 100
And
years after Hot D, 100 years before Game of Thrones.
exactly. And there's something to do with the tournament. And that's pretty much it.
Wow, so that's that's a very minimal amount of info to know before going in.
Exactly.
So you have the
It's not
true
nothing, but
the true normie experience. But of course, you have, as you said, you've seen Game of Thrones, House of Dragon, so you generally know the world of Westeros and the houses
yeah,
and all that stuff. I remember when
I'm
we
a
were
like
watching, I was testing you. I was like, "What house is that?" And you're like, "House Tully." What's that? Oh, that's House Baratheon. I was like, "Oh, what's the
House
apple?"
Applebee's.
Yeah, I said, "What?
Yeah, yeah.
What's the house with the apple sigil?" And you said House Appleby.
Not like the restaurant. I was thinking Appleby White, but like, yeah, sure.
You were getting
Whatever.
apples mixed up with Beesbury, I think.
Yeah, something like that. Because they're like the kind of city houses.
But I
Um,
think we should begin with
okay.
an overall view, all 3 episodes, before we dive into the details. What did you think of the first half of this show?
It was fun. It was good. I liked it.
All right, well,
Um,
thank you for listening, everyone.
yep, that's it. Stream's over. I'm off to take a shit behind a tree.
Ooh,
Um, yeah, butt out.
mm.
Anyway, no, it was good. I liked it. It was good. Chiller than the other ones, a bit more fun, a bit more wholesome, and in ways maybe not the like, you know, uh, shitting behind a tree, big dick, eyes out, etc. But as wholesome as you get for Arsewife.
Shitting behind a tree, big dick, eyes out. Why are you describing me?
Sure, bro.
All right, I don't know what I'm talking about. Yeah, so I guess you're saying it's more wholesome tonally, but but it's still as
It's
crude and lewd
yes,
and base as
yeah.
its
It's no
predecessors.
like self-serious. We're all wearing black leather and shit, which we'll get onto because that
Oh,
was cool. And like, oh, I'm Jon Snow. Oh fuck, we're all gonna die. It's like it's more fun
there's no
for sure.
time for any of this, and
My
so on.
queen.
You are my queen.
Yeah, none of that. A lot more just like being in the world, chilling out, going to a tournament,
Ooh.
you know, having well, I say fun. I don't know how much fun, but for like Westeros, I imagine that's the most fun you get, really.
Is this the tone you were expecting? Or wait, did you think this would be the
Mm,
sort of super dark, cynical, gritty
I
vibe
kind of
of
didn't. I didn't really know. I was expecting it to be more gritty because, like, we got. It was. I don't know. It was like halfway through the first episode, towards the end. I was like, okay, this is much more chill. At the
Yeah.
start, because the start's quite dramatic. I was like, okay, I didn't really know what to expect, and then it got further in. I was like, okay,
And
this is definitely chiller.
then he started ejecting brown water.
Yeah, I mean, I've got opinions about if you wanna get onto the shit scene, I've
Actually,
got opinions about the shit scene.
all the scenes are shit.
Whoa!
Whoa! No, I actually love the show.
Is that the hot take?
I will
Okay,
before okay, so we're gonna talk about each episode. We'll break it down, maybe not
we'll
scene by
break it
scene,
down.
but like moment by moment, right? The big stuff. Before we do, however, I do just want to say, um, Alex is not allowed to read the chat, so if you want to spoil, you can. Maybe you'll
Go
rewatch
ahead.
these live streams and look at the chat post show. You probably won't do that because you
I
have a
probably
life.
won't be able to bring myself to do it.
No, no. You have a wonderful voice. You
But
have a wonderful voice.
well,
Don't worry.
thank you. Well, thank you.
But
I'm
yes,
sure all the Haven heads are being horrible.
all
No, I'm
right.
sure they're being lovely. I'm sure they're all lovely.
Someone's already called you a normie.
Yeah, I mean, that's the name of the stream.
True.
I expect that.
Yeah, but no, if you want to put spoilers in the chat, you can. That's fine. Um, I will, if there's any interesting point, I will read it out and say it to Alex if there's no spoilers. Feel free to send in super chats if you want to support the channel and Streamlabs donations. There's a link in the description. So that means 100% of what you send goes to me. YouTube doesn't take a cut. I appreciate that a lot. Half of what I earned from this stream will, of course, go to Alex because I am a generous,
Yay! He's
generous
so
king.
generous.
I'm a firm but fair monarch. And the super chats donations, I mean, if they have spoilers in them, I just won't read them out loud. I'll just say thank you for sending them. But preferably send non-spoiler ones and preferably send questions for Alex specifically.
That would be lovely.
That would be more fun than being like, you're giving your opinion on episode 2 cock scene, and then I get a super chat being like, Lord Haven, could you do the history of House Peak? It's like, well, that's not relevant. But yes,
Fucking
I
House
will.
Peak, bro.
You don't know who House Peak are?
No,
They are
I'm the normie.
peak.
Come on.
They're peak. You know what?
Sure.
Season 3 of Dunk and Egg, you're gonna know who House Peak are. Shout out to my boy Gorman Peak.
Season 3? I thought
Yeah,
we were doing like 1. Oh.
there are 3 novellas.
Oh, right, okay. See, I didn't even know this. There you go.
Oh shit.
Shows how much of a normie I am. I didn't know.
Was that a
We
spoiler?
did
Me saying that?
Nah, fuck that. Also, I
It's
should have known considering every time you mentioned them, you called them novellas, and I was like, "There's one, right? There's one."
you just think I didn't know how to speak English.
Yeah, would track. No, I'm kidding.
I'm pretty sure I just phrased that as you think I didn't know how to speak English. I didn't even say that right. Crazy.
Oh,
Anyway,
sorry, yeah.
yeah, no, it's the Hedge Knight, the Sworn Sword, and the Mystery Knight are the
Ah.
novellas. And should I say this? George R. Martin said that he wants to do more. He has about 12 stories in his head.
Good luck, mate.
So
I think you've got more. I think you've got more important things to write.
now we want more Dunk and Egg. But yes, right. Shall we get started? Shall we officially talk about episode 1? So
Yeah, let's go.
episode 1, the Hedge Knight, it opens up. It's dark, it's raining. Pathetic fallacy moment. He's carrying the body of his sir, the Hedge Knight Sir Arlen of Pennytree, buries him, reminisces about him. He said he was a good man, only hit him when he deserved it. We get a little flashback sequence. Quite a few flashbacks throughout this season, actually. Like rapid cut, Family Guy style cutaway flashbacks. But yeah, what did you think about the intro from, burying Sir Arlen to the flashbacks to the Game of Thrones theme ramping up and then hard cutting to Dunk spewing a rusty waterfall out from behind a tree?
Yeah, like I said earlier, because it's probably the most dramatic bit of the first like 2 episodes, or like most serious bit, I think. So when I started watching, I was like, okay, it's more Game of Thrones, like, or it's more tonally the same. and like with the flashback, he's hitting him. I'm like, okay. The build up to the ship before we started watching, I was like, okay, I wonder what the intro is going to be like, because the music, I'm a big fan of the Game of Thrones music, and the intro and all that shit is lovely. There was no intro. I was like, okay, is this a first episode thing? With the other episodes, I'm glad there isn't one because it makes more sense. But and then the hard cut to the shit scene. I have my opinions, or my
Okay.
one singular opinion on the shit scene,
What is
which is that
your hot shit take?
hot shit. It's kind of pointless.
Duh.
Not because it's like, "Oh, is a guy shitting? Oh, no." But because, like, it's Game of Thrones. Like, it doesn't establish the tone or anything, because people are always shitting or, like, doing gross shit. For me, I was like, "Okay, he's shitting." It's
You
kinda funny, but,
So what? But why do you think the scene existed? Do you think it was just a humor thing?
it's like it's like tone setting. It's like,
Hmm.
"Oh, you're watching a Game of Thrones show, but building up to the intro, and he's shitting." It's like a expectation subversion bullshit.
But surely it's not pointless then if that's the goal and it achieved it.
Mm, yeah, I guess. I mean, I don't hate it. I'm not like, "This is garbage," but
I mean, I didn't like it either, for what it's worth. Like,
okay, yeah,
I, I, I,
I don't know what the consensus is on this,
I think people are split
but
on it. I mean, Poogate was a whole thing
mm,
for a few days.
oh
My general
shit.
take is I get the point of it, and it's exactly what you've described. I just didn't think it was particularly funny. Um,
Yeah,
and I was just like, yeah, sure, okay. It just didn't, In retrospect,
yeah,
honestly, I mind it less in retrospect. Like, it was funny watching it with you, knowing it was going to happen,
mm,
and like you were eating at at the time as well.
mm, yeah,
I was like, yes, perfect. Um, but yeah, and what I brought up to you as we were first watching it was that there's a lot of um, Dunk saying his thoughts out loud to the horses, right? And these are
mm,
things he thinks to
yeah,
himself in the novella that, as they're adapting on the screen, they're like, this is how we get his thoughts out verbally. We have him communicate with his three horses. And what do you think of Dunk's character as he's introduced in this episode?
as for the talking to the horses, I think that shit's genius, like, because otherwise, well, one, it means he gets his thoughts out, which is good, because the inner monologue, more depth, etc., and also means he actually gives you a relationship with the horses. Other like, because then in episode 3 or 2, is it, where he's like selling one of his horses to the guy, and he's really sad about it. Makes you a bit sad about it as well, because he's got that relationship. Whereas if he didn't, it'd be like, okay, he cares about his horses.
I
I don't
also
know.
I also think it's a good demonstration of Dunk's character because he is the kind of character
Mm.
who would talk
Yeah, yeah,
talk
absolutely.
talk through his feelings with his horses, whereas like
Yeah,
other
and
ca-
it builds him up being a hedge knight. Like, he's walked through or ridden through, like, the whole fucking country, like, with his sir and his horses. Like, he's gonna do that.
I think I'm trying to work out whether how much we're breaking down scene by scene, how much we want to. It's okay if this goes free flowing. I guess. Okay. So next up, I think I know how I'm gonna structure this. So next up, he goes to the inn where he meets a little child with cancer, um,
Mhm.
called Egg, and then he goes into the tavern and he's off to the tourney. He's off to the tourney at Ashford. Um, and there's a drunk motherfucker who's just like in the corner of the
Who's
room.
of no importance. Like, we don't know. He's got no relevance whatsoever, I'm sure.
Well, yeah, I don't know. What are you talking about? What are you on about all the time? You're such a conspiracy theorist. No, he's
Yeah.
just a drunk lord. He's like, ugh, stay away from me. I dreamed of you. Go away. And then he like staggers away.
Dreaming, I don't think there's anyone known for dreaming in this series, no.
I mean,
Famously, no one in Westeros has any dreams ever.
everyone dreams,
Yeah.
right? Everyone dreams.
Yeah,
Apart
fuck off.
from, wait, hold on.
Apart from who?
Keir Starmer, didn't he say that he doesn't dream, or did I make that up? Oh yeah, no.
I
There's a Guardian article
oh,
from 2 years ago. He said he doesn't dream.
well, there you go. That nobleman is, Keir Starmer.
Actual NPC behavior.
We found it out, we found it out. Anyway, anyway,
Yes, so
the
that's just a who
yeah,
okay. There is a prediction thing at the end, but I'm just gonna say, who do you think
okay.
the drunk person is? Clearly, you're implying that the drunk person is
That's
someone of
wanna
note.
make our sons
Huh.
because they're both Egg and him make our sons. Um, the bit he flips out the coin with the dragon head on it. It's not like the Targaryens, obviously they're the king, so like it's on all the coins, but it's like a reminder, it's association, etc.
He could be
He's
maker.
lost two of his sons.
I hadn't considered that. Yeah, no. That's a weird theory, but I won't make fun of you for it.
Right.
You're allowed to go
Yeah,
crazy with it.
I'm sure no one's thought of that one.
But
Uh,
anyway, we meet Egg. What did you think of the introduction to Egg?
Um, it's kind of I mean, it makes sense for it to be toned down compared to the rest of his character, but like he really comes into his own season, like episodes 2 and 3. He's way he has a lot more fun with it. Episode 1, I mean, it makes sense. Like he's a child, he's being this big guy, but like, yeah, but it's nice. It's a nice intro. It sets him up as like he's a scamp. He's
Mm.
gonna.
He's
I
an
didn't know if
egg.
he was gonna actually take care of his horses, or he was just gonna fucking lead him somewhere random and take his money.
He's a hard-boiled egg.
He
If you
is.
didn't know this show was called Dunk and Egg, you probably wouldn't have assumed that Egg was going to be a character in any way, right?
Yeah. I mean, probably. I'd probably be like, oh yeah, that's some like thief stable boy who's gonna nick his horses or
Actually,
something.
to be fair, based on character design,
Yeah, I
it
suppose
would be
he's.
weird if it was a side character, if it was like an extra. To be fair,
Yeah, yeah, I
In that
suppose.
case, I guess we'll talk about. I think we'll do an overview of the actual characters once we've finished talking about episode one. But in
Mm,
terms of scenes, we move on to he arrives at the tourney and he's riding through past the pavilions, and we see a whole bunch of commoners and merchants and cooks and so on. Um, and there's all kind of costumes from the lowborn to the nobles, and there are knights in armor and the Ashford guards in orange cloaks and so on. And yeah, what did you think about the? Because this is a lower budget show and it's basically set in one place for the most
mm.
part. What did you think about like the production design and the costumes and stuff like that overall?
Didn't feel like a lower budget show. I think some of this looks better. I should say all of it looks better than like the last seasons of Game of Thrones, and that was like hundreds of millions of dollars.
Ooh,
I
why?
think
How
this
so? How so?
because it's because it's like there's less stuff, but it's all more detailed. Like their
Mm.
costumes are more detailed. The sets are like feel more detailed and like I don't know, they have color. It's interesting. It felt pretty historically accurate.
There's
Whereas
like
like seasons was it season there's this, no season 7 and 8 and stuff
yeah,
feel quite like I don't know, like cheap TV shit. Like the
interesting.
CW series and like because their costumes are all like grey and I don't know.
I mean,
Was this
black leather. Shout out to
black
black
leather?
leather.
Yeah.
Every single character, season 7 and 8, just started wearing black leather
Hmm.
and
But
no
then
armor.
in this, they've got like their designs feel more like thought out. Like Baratheon guy, what's his name? Getting
Lionel.
crucified for this. Lionel. His
Yeah.
crown fucks so hard, and like no one, I would say no one in like season 7 and 8 had a character design that interesting, or like their costumes were all forgettable as fuck.
Yeah, yeah.
I
That
remember that guy's got a cool crown.
Yeah, that's not a hot take. Like I'm not a fan
Yeah.
of the even the early Game of Thrones costumes. I'm not a big fan of, but it does take
Damn.
a
I quite.
marked drop in quality. And
Oh yeah, for sure. I quite like season 1. I mean, like with the Knight of the Flowers stuff, his armor's cool as hell.
oh yeah, that yeah season.
Um,
I think that season one joust in Game of Thrones was sort of the only time they actually put some modicum of effort into armor looking like
yeah,
it
that's
does in the
fair.
books. Because in the books, it is described as being very over the top. You have all sort of interesting crests atop the helmet and like enameled plate
Mm.
and patterns and colors and all kinds of stuff. People representing their houses. But yeah, the thing with this show is that it's a lot for me. Everything just feels a lot more vibrant and lived
Yeah.
in. And even though it's set in one small place, the world somehow feels bigger than in
Mhm.
late stage Game of Thrones, which just felt really like empty.
Yeah, for sure.
It was like,
It's
it was like a giant wide pond that was like 1 inch deep versus this, which is like a puddle that's super deep. Oh, that was a fucking terrible analogy. Anyway, carry on.
Quantity, not quality. No, quality, not quantity. Fuck. There
Yeah,
you go. You know the one. But like, yeah, no, I know what you mean. I think it's because there's like more diversity of costume. Like I was gonna say, I think they got away with the slightly like all the leather stuff in the earlier seasons because like the Northmen are the main people you saw at war, and like it kind of makes it's part of their vibe that they wear like kind of a bit more boring outfits. Whereas when it's like seasons 7 and 8, and it's like everyone's supposedly at war, but they all look the same. It's like okay, it doesn't feel like they're from different cultures and stuff. It feels like they're all the same kind of people.
someone in the chat has pointed out that it might not necessarily have been the costume design in the late stages of Game of
Yeah,
Thrones, but
I
more.
mean there were plenty of issues.
But no,
We don't need to get into that.
no, no. What I was going to say is it might not necessarily be, the color issue may have been the saturation, like the post production
That's fair.
editing, where
Yeah,
everything was bleak as fuck and dark. But although that's not necessarily true, but because in King's Landing the saturation was usually higher compared to stuff that happened in the north, and Cersei and her Kingsguard Sith were all just they all just wore black. Everyone just wore black, and yeah, everything's so much more colorful in this show. And like the Ashford guards wear orange surcoats and orange cloaks with their
love it.
sigil on their chest and and it looks incredible. Um, that's how armor's described in the books. People wear their colors, they boast their sigils, and there was always this idea of oh well, certain colors don't really work on screen without looking goofy, or you can't have certain sigils appear.
Yeah,
And it's like, well, this show's kind of you know kicking that idea to the curb because no, actually, it looks
yeah,
it looks great. Um,
it does.
good
Yeah, I
stuff.
mean, I'm yeah, I don't know, maybe they're just I think they're just scared. They're like it was like the late 2010s.
Oh
Everyone
yeah,
in every historical show or like fantasy show ever had to wear black leather and be boring and gritty.
you could argue that
I'm
these
glad
shows
we're past that.
you could argue these shows have both Game of Thrones and Duncan Egg have both sort of dropped at perfect time, perfect times in the zeitgeist, right? In their respective zeitgeists, where Game of Thrones dropped in the era of it was post Lord of the Rings, and it was in that early 2010s. Gritty darkness was the new thing, right? Being
Yeah, yeah.
deconstructive, subversive, grounded. And now we've almost reached a bit of a dark fantasy fatigue in a way because every show's
Yeah,
tried
yeah.
to, in the same way that originally George R. R. Martin was bored of post Tolkien emulators, there's been a lot of post Game of Thrones emulators who have kind of butched the whole dark fantasy thing because I love dark fantasy and they've all tried to rip off Game of Thrones. And this show is sort of like a breath of fresh air of like, boom, let's actually have like a traditional, heroic, if somewhat dim, protagonist, and actually let's be a bit more lighthearted and so on. And I think people are really vibing with it. I'm having, I mean, when I was watching the episodes with you, it was my third watch along, and I enjoyed them all the third time round more than the first and second because I was just fully embracing, just like, oh, this is just a nice show. This is just like this is quite wholesome.
Yeah,
I am
yeah, for sure. I
I
mean,
am rambling.
it's allowed. Actually, no, it's not. I'm here on your channel to tell you you're not allowed to ramble.
Thank you. Stop the
No,
rambling.
yeah, no, I agree. It's I mean, like, for a while, when you, like, went on, it's like, "Oh, let's watch some fantasy stuff." I didn't wanna watch any of that shit because it's like, why? It's just boring. House of the Dragon, they did it a bit. Like, they brought some color back,
Mm.
but they were still, like, I don't know, testing the waters. I'm really glad that they're not, like, holding to that everything has to be gritty and boring
Yeah,
anymore.
then they're
I'm
not holding back in this show with regards to colors and sigils and
Yeah.
like this is the most book accurate show visually
Oh,
since
yeah.
Game of Thrones in 2011. Like it's actually I'm kind of like, oh, finally. Um,
I'm kind of worried that they're like, "Oh, it's a light-hearted show. We can keep the colors on this one, and then we can be gritty again in House of the Dragon." I'm kind of worried that they're gonna do that. I hope they don't. I hope House of the Dragon season 3 is cool and colorful like this is, because even though it's more serious, it should still be colorful. It's way more
yes.
cool,
Yes.
and it feels like you're saying, the diversity and if the world feels bigger,
Yeah.
probably yeah, because it's in like a smaller location. They give more care to all the characters and the tents and the designs of what they're doing, and
Yeah.
like the dancing that they do in that tent,
Yeah.
the Stormlander stuff. It's cool.
Yeah, it adds
Not
it
just yeah, not just,
adding
"Oh, we're all big stoic warriors from the Reach. We're big stoic warriors from the North." It's like, okay.
Yeah, there's like a little bit of variation of culture, right? With the Stormlands sort of have their own vibe in their pavilion where like they're almost like Slavic sounding music and they're doing this sort of squat dancing. And I was like, oh shit, this is I said this on Twitter. I said, this is more Stormlands culture than we've got even in the books. Like they have their own music
Oh.
and dancing style and so on. But yeah, you were talking about how you were saying that even though it's smaller, it somehow the world somehow feels bigger. And I think part of that is that we have a bunch of side characters. You know how like late stage Game of Thrones sort of turned into like the Avengers. It was just the main
Oh, yeah,
characters, and
so bad.
they just stopped being extra people to the point where it felt like you're watching a Hollywood film. Well, in this, we have all kinds of interesting side characters, in my opinion, played by great character actors, showing up, being weird or
Mm.
memorable in some way that just makes you go, "Oh shit, this is like a lived world." And we see that in the steward that Dunk goes to meet to get
Oh, yeah.
into the list, Plumber. Oh, that was a great. That was one of my smoothest segues ever. Did you see? Anyway, yes, Plumber
Yeah,
the
that's good.
steward. What did you think about that scene? Your boy, you love this character, right?
Uh, the first time he shows up.
Yeah, not a fan of the
Yeah.
second time he
The
shows up.
first time okay, no, 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 first time he showed up, I thought he was less interesting than he was the other times.
Oh,
Because
I
first time
see.
I'm like, okay, scummy, like nobility guy who's like fucking with the commoner. I was like, all right, feels like I've seen this kind of guy before. And then when he shows up later and he's still being a bit like scummy. He's still being a bit like worm tongue, but obviously not as evil. But like, and then he's kind of I don't know, he's like gesturing at Dung to like wrap up, but he's talking to the king, or no, the king, the Targs, and he's like gesturing, he's like looking at him, and then he does the little thing where he tries to get him to like do the match fixing stuff, and
Yeah.
he's always spitting on the ground and shit. He's a lot more fun in his later ones, I think. The first time because he's one of like the first side
Ah,
characters in the show. I was
yeah.
like, okay, he felt a bit more standard, but then he gets more development, which is great. I'm glad he got more development
Yeah, it was a
because it made
bit
him a lot more fun.
it was a bit, like you said, a bit tropey maybe in that first scene. You know, the whole
Yeah,
kind of
that's what I'd say.
Doncaster come across constant obstacles, and it's all people being a dick to him. But like, well, yeah, we see more of Plummer, and he does sort of develop more of a. He's a bit more of a
Mm.
sympathy. He shows more sympathy to Dunk as you know the show goes on, and he does seem a bit more rounded. But yeah, you're a big fan of all the spitting, right? All of
Oh, yeah, great. I mean,
the Hawk
I
tour.
do that all the time. Yeah, he's clearly a big Hawk Tour fan. Um, Hawk Tour podcast #1 watcher, Plumber.
Oh, is he the
Um,
next guest?
oh, sure, get him on. He'll just spend half the time like, "Oh, give me a sec," and
No, you got to
um,
do the sniff where he goes.
oh, foul.
I hope that
Anyway,
yeah.
um,
Is
what
that
was I gonna
podcast
say?
still going?
I've got
I
no
feel like
fucking idea, I'm gonna be honest.
I'm gonna look it up while you're.
Alright, sure. I don't remember what I was saying now.
I know you were
Fucking
yapping about the steward, but
oh,
yes, just a fun side
while you're doing
character,
that,
one of many. Yeah,
I can yap because you was like you're saying end of Game of Thrones, there are no side characters. My main the thing that I think killed late stage Game of Thrones is, like, the whole not the I mean, the septic explosion fucking is really cool, but it's the fact that then it kills off all the background characters, or pretty much all of them, and then it's like, "Oh, there's no stakes anymore
yeah. It
because
felt
everyone's gone." It's just the main characters fighting each other and talking to each other. There's no background characters left, and it's like, "Oh, well, great." The
uh,
world feels way more empty.
yeah. It almost felt like loose threads were being tied up for the sake of streamlining the show, but in doing so, again, yeah, as we said, it made the world feel smaller. Um,
Mm. Whereas here, you've got background characters that show up, like, once or twice, and they don't technically serve a narrative purpose, I guess, but they make it so much more enjoyable to watch.
yeah,
Whereas in,
and
like, Game of Thrones, it's like, "Oh, there go all these really interesting characters. They're gone now." It's like, "Okay, great."
speaking of interesting side characters, Dunk walks past. He's trying to find Sir Manfred Dondarrion, Sir Manfred, sorry, because Sir Arlen served with Manfred's father while hunting for the Vulture King in Dawn, and he comes across a couple of prostitutes, a couple of chavs outside the club, um,
Mm.
and they just take the piss out of him, and yeah, and Dunk is very awkward
Yeah, he's not got the most game, but that's fun. I
He ha
like that.
he has negative game.
He's not even like old Podrick, Mister doesn't talk to women, but they pay him.
Mm. Yeah, which is not in the
That's
books
damn. I mean, hey,
because Podrick is a 10-year-old in the books.
oh, that's fucking crazy. I didn't know that.
Oh yeah, no.
God damn.
If you ever get round to the books, if you ever have 5 years free to read a Song of Ice and Fire, yeah, most of the characters are like 5 to 10 years younger than they are in the show.
Okay.
Like, I
Yeah,
was,
I think I've heard stuff about that because he
tr-
meant to like a time skip or something. He forgot to age them up,
oh no, yeah, no,
or like,
he was going to do a 5 year time skip, and then he abandoned it, and so no one's
and
aged up.
now,
That
yeah, that's
all
fucked.
5 books have taken place over the course of 2 years, I think.
Damn.
That's crazy. When I was doing my 10-hour streamathon, I did a Song of Ice and Fire character smash or pass section, and I had to like pass like 60% because I was like, "Fuck, they're all children. There's so many
Mm,
kids." God damn
that's
it, George.
crazy.
Um, you know what else is crazy? The last talk tour 8 months ago. What the hell?
I mean, did she do some like crypto rug pull shit?
She did. Oh yeah, did she disappear after that
I think so,
with her millions?
for obvious reasons. Yeah,
Hawk coin, right?
yeah,
Let's
something like that.
go. When am I dropping Haven coin? Is the question.
You got a rug pull. You go like, yeah, get in
No,
here, Haven
no, no, I'm
Horde.
not gonna rug pull. I'm just gonna, I'm just gonna say, "Hey, everyone, Haven coin, hold strong." And then, if my finger slips and I sell all of it when it reaches a high, then that's on my finger. That's
It's
not
a
on me.
carpet push.
Yeah,
It's not a rug pull. It's a carpet
it's a
push.
carpet nudge.
Anyway,
But there's an interesting scene later on, sticking on with the prozzies, where he goes into the
yeah.
tent and later on they're making fun of him and they're basically saying to him that like, yeah, you're kind of like the knight version of a prostitute, where you're basically selling
Mm,
your body for rich men to do with as they please, in the sense that he is a hedge knight and he is hired by rich people to put his life on the line. Um, and that isn't something that's from the novella. Yeah,
interesting.
he doesn't interact with these are brand new characters, these prostitutes, and I think
Ah,
it's quite interesting. I think having
hmm.
these again fleshes out the world, and it's you know,
Yeah, they're a bit of a like Greek chorus type shit. Like
mm,
they're prompting. They're like talking to him about like his place in the world, with like him being a
yeah,
nightly prostitute. I think it's interesting they've gone for that kind of, well, it's not class angle because class doesn't really exist yet, but like the serfs and or like the commoners and the nobles kind of angle. Because Game of Thrones is they like in the original series they had that bit. They had a little bit where Saul Cersei has to win over the people kind of thing, but they never. That was really like shallow. House the Dragon has had a kind of, they've kind of touched on it, but not really. So
yeah,
it's interesting that they're kind of approaching that again,
yeah.
but not from the nobles' perspective.
This is the most we've seen of the small folk, right? We're seeing hedge knights, prostitutes, armorers, um, little
Innkeepers.
innkeepers, orphan squire boys like Egg, who's not noble at all.
No, 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 definitely
Obviously,
not.
yeah, obviously
Yeah,
not.
I
Or
mean,
yeah,
I think I mean, it's ironic that there's all the small folk at a tournament for the nobles, but obviously it makes sense
thank you for
because
saying
the
that.
nobles, it's not like they're not doing their own shit.
Thank you for
So
saying that. Like, you shouldn't use the word class when describing the feudal system. Every time I listen to Dunk Time,
yeah,
when I listen to Dunk Time with Alt Shift X and Glidus, wonderful. But they keep talking about class, and I want to tear my hair out. I'm
yeah,
like, no,
it's not class.
you can't apply that to feudal medieval
Yeah,
system. That's not that. Anyway, I guess you can if you're looking at it from a historical materialist perspective, but that's neither here nor there.
yeah.
All right, we have a donation. Woo,
Oh
money.
sure.
Oh, you're gonna get rich, Alex. We
Oh,
have a
let's
tip
go.
from
I'm
Boombler.
planning my super yacht already.
We have a tip from Boombler saying, "From what Boombler's one of my glorious patrons. He's the fella who told George R. R. Martin to his face at the Oxford signing, my favorite character is Hyle Hunt, just as a troll.
Good on you, Boobler.
Brilliant. While George ignored me because he was talking to his assistant who was fanning him.
Ah,
So yeah, I'll never let that. I'll never forgive Boomler for that. But anyway, Boomler says, from one Alex to another. I will say though, I'm offended you replaced me with some non-book reading normie Fuck you, Haven.
Well,
Nice. Great. Awesome.
honestly. Well, no, town's not big enough for two Alexes.
Yeah, get out of
No,
here,
it is.
Boomy. This is the only Alex who matters.
Apparently.
His mic's better than yours.
Oh shit.
Yeah. Oh, you're gonna be. I can't wait to share these super chats with you. $2.80.
Yeah.
Let's go.
Yeah, I
$1.40
think
goes to you.
I might park my super yacht. I'm thinking like Milan. No, Milan's inland. Like Venice, maybe.
Mm.
I know they love it when people show up in super yachts there.
YouTube Mansion coming
Um,
up.
yeah.
All right. If you want to ask
Anyway,
Alex any other questions or just, I guess,
yeah,
insult him, feel
we can
free
do
to
that.
send in more donations. It's fine though.
I don't. Yeah, I don't
Beg for donations, Alex. In the mic, be like, "Why aren't you
dance.
sending any money?"
I'll put my little jester hat on and do a jig.
You know what other
Uh,
side characters we see? We see
oh,
House,
see, yeah, transition. There we go.
yeah, House Appleby. Sorry, House Fossaway. Um,
Ha.
Stefan and Raymond are scrapping in the yard with their swords, and then Stefan kind of just starts insulting Dunk. And yeah, we see that the older cousin is a bit of an asshole, and the younger cousin Raymond sort of goes on to become Dunk's buddy. What did you think of the Fossaways?
It was kind of again at the start. I didn't know who we're gonna see more of. Right, I was like, okay, which of these characters are like kind of world building, scene setting kind of things, and who are we actually gonna see again? So the Fossaway guys, I was like, is this a more classic, like showing a traditional relationship between a noble and his squire kind of thing,
Mm.
or are these characters we're gonna see again? Was sort of surprised to see them again because it's the Fossaways. I didn't expect the Apple Lords to
Mm.
show up much, but I do enjoy it. I do enjoy that because there's like a minor. Are they a minor house? They're like a minor house, right?
They're not minor. They're not petty lords. They're bannermen of the Tyrells. They're directly sworn to the Tyrells
Okay.
because the Reach is sort of the breadbasket of Westeros. It's very
Yeah.
fertile, sort of like South France vibes.
Yeah, yeah.
And
So they're like middling then.
yeah, they're
It's
biddling.
yeah. I thought it was quite nice to see that, especially when he gets a bit treasonous and stuff. That was fun because like I get like how House of the Dragon, all that shit. You see like the top crust. At most you get like a King's Guard who's the son of a crabber. Or like we'll get onto him because he's interesting, like we were talking about. But you'll get like a King's Guard who might be of like a middling house. But you don't really get to like talk to them. So
Yeah.
I quite like that Dunk gets to chat with someone who's like what the second is he like second son, third son or something? Or his cousin? I don't know. He's
Well,
not particularly important.
yeah. Stefan is in the main branch of House Fosterway, the main Apple branch, Alex. And
Oh, fuck you.
Raymond, who befriends who befriends Dunk, is a cousin, is a minor
He's a
cousin.
seedling.
He's a seedling.
There you
I
go.
may be ripe, but my cousin's rotten to the core. Knock the seeds out of him.
Oh,
Yeah, let's
banger.
go
Um,
directly from the development.
yeah. No, I mean, yeah, it's I think because again, the show, I think it's good they're talking he's seeing some minor characters. Obviously, he's kind of buddying with, like, the Lord Baratheon, but he's also buddying with, like, you know, cadet branch members of the Fossaways and shit like
Yeah,
that. That's cool.
I will say Raymond's not necessarily part of a cadet branch.
Oh, is he? Oh, okay. So, well, he's a minor Fossaway.
Yeah, he's a minor Fossaway cousin. He doesn't have his own branch. Um,
Well, yeah.
what
Maybe
w-
he will.
what w-
Justice for Stefan.
what justice for Stefan? You mean justice for Raymond?
Oh, Raymond, for fucking
You're
I
getting
can't keep
them.
up.
What do you reckon would be a cool cadet branch sigil for like a split off Fossaway branch?
It's gotta be like
Go on, use your creative brain.
yeah, I'm
Come
thinking.
on, bro.
It's gotta be like a apple tree sapling or something.
Like
Like
like a tiny apple.
yeah,
Because
or
the
like an apple with a bite out of it or something.
because
Half
so
eaten.
the main branch. Let me just double check. The main branch is a red apple on gold. So you're like an apple with like a bite mark out of it
Or
for the
like
cadet
green
branch.
apple,
A green apple. Oh, that's a fun idea
you
because
know?
then it's okay.
Yeah, then it's like a I think yeah, like unripe or it's like a cookie apple or some shit. I don't know.
How about an apple pie? Hey, Duncan, you want to come to
That'd
my
be
tent and drink some cider and eat some apple pie?
fucking. That was the apples were like, oh
When they went
yeah,
into the pavilion and like there was a bowl in the back just stuffed with like 20 apples in a pile.
multiple bowls of apples. Doug was on fucking Architectural Digest with the lemons. But no, that shit was I again by like episode 3, you're clued in on the tone. So I thought that was just funny. Like
Yeah,
and it
yeah, yeah.
kind of makes sense, like
Yeah, yeah.
because like in was it in House of the Dragon, the Lannisters are pulling a lion around. So it's like, you keep your house's sigil on you.
It's a source of pride.
So
It's a source of pride, and the
exactly.
Fossaways, their wealth comes from producing cider,
Yeah,
and
and
that
those apples
wealth
look good, man.
they
They were
look
nice and red
good.
and yeah, crunchy.
Mm. I love a red. I'm a red apple guy.
Yeah, yeah.
But yes, oh
Crisp.
the puppet scene. Dunk goes into a pavilion,
Mm.
and there's a play being narrated by a Dornish girl called Tanzel Tootool, is her nickname. And there's a massive dragon puppet, and in later episodes we see people clad in black maneuvering like human-sized wooden puppets and
Mm.
retelling myths from the Age of Heroes in Westeros. So, what did you think about all the puppet shenanigans?
Again, it's cool. It's cool. And I'm glad it wasn't just like kids' tent stuff. Like there were all sorts of people in there. Obviously, was there and he was like, ooh.
But he's
And
kind of
but
a
like there were kids at the front, but there was like all kinds of people.
like
Which is
Dunk.
cool because like give the peasants their entertainment. Like these people they didn't just live off gruel and farming and beer, though they kind of did.
Smothering themselves
But
in dirt all the time.
yeah, yeah. But like again, it's cool. It's colorful. It's fun.
It's
It's
culture.
yeah, it's culture, which some of the other shows don't have, and
You said
some other TV shows just don't bother with.
it's cool that it's not just like a kids show, that it's like for
Mhm.
everyone, for adults to enjoy, because it's like, oh, you go to a tourney and there's all kinds of entertainment, because there's not too much
Yeah,
entertainment back then, and it's like, oh, there's like stories being told through word of mouth about the history of Westeros in the form of these puppet shows. That being said, what is Dunk if not a giant kid?
he is a giant baby.
every time it
I
cut to
was
his
saying this.
every time it cut to his big blue eyes staring at Tanzal, like, oh, like you kept saying you just said he's a giant baby.
He is. He's like Boss Baby, except if he, I don't know, was a hedge knight. No, Boss he's the opposite of Boss Baby, because Boss Baby is a baby that's really smart and shit.
Mm.
Instead, he's a giant man, he's a big baby.
He's reverse boss baby.
Yeah, heard it
This
here first.
this is the kind of stunning analysis my subscribers expect
Exactly.
from Fantasy Haven. So Duncan the Tool, as he later calls himself, is reverse boss baby.
Yeah.
We'll talk about predictions for you know, for a lot of these side characters later on in the stream, but he bumps into Raymond again, who's like, hey, why don't you have dinner inside a tent? And he leads him into the Baratheon pavilion and then just leaves himself for some reason. And Dunk
Oh,
is
yeah.
stuck there with Lord Lionel Baratheon, also known as the Laughing Storm, sitting there in a golden cloak and wearing an antlered half helm. And what did you think of Lionel?
Cool as fuck nickname. The
You,
Laughing
the
Storm. Come
Laughing
on.
Storm, let's
Come
go.
on. And he's got his big crown and he's got his like all his drip and swag and stuff. And then he's a bit pathetic, if I have to say.
Oh,
Obviously
whoa, whoa,
he's
whoa,
fun. But
whoa.
like he fails his speech.
Yeah.
He's like
He rolled
he
a he
buddies up with some random guy and tells him about all his woes when he's drunk. Like I mean in a nice way. He's not like,
to be
you
fair,
know,
it's more
but
Dunk Dunk tells Lionel his woes more so than the other way
oh
around.
that's yeah, I suppose.
Lionel's
But
just
at the
having
same
fun.
time, yeah, I suppose. But yeah, he's very cool. I liked how Dunk showed up and then was incredibly awkward um, at dinner with no one he knows, and then the first person he buddies up with, he walks up to the Lord and he's like, with his like half an eaten pie, and the Lord's like, "What the fuck you want?" And he's like, "Well, I'm here for dinner."
Yeah.
Like,
He's
it's
like
good shit.
he's like, you're either here to curry my favor by giving me a gift, or you're here to assassinate me. Which one is it? And Dunk's like, I'm just hungry.
Yeah, which I mean, it's nice. It's more like outsider to the noble court, and they're all expecting the standard stuff of, oh, someone's gonna like all these gifts people give me, all the baubles from their dusty dungeons, and then or they're gonna kill me, and then outsider shows up who knows nothing of all the rules and laws, and they're like, oh shit, this guy's a good time.
What I like about Lionel is that even though he is, well, he's definitely a bit eccentric, a little bit crazy. While he is, like, nice to Dunk in terms of they dance together, he chats with them and so on. It's not like an unrealistic sort of like I'm just like you. Like Lionel clearly
Yeah,
has this aura of being, better than Dunk, and it almost views him not as a friend but as a kind of you're like a form of entertainment. Like, oh, it's a really tall
yeah,
peasant hedge knight. That's fun. I'll hang out with you for a bit. Okay, I'm bored now. Bye.
yeah, exactly. Like, yeah, I agree. I mean, I think yeah, it's good that he's not like, oh, we're just the same at heart, even though I'm covered in gold. It's like he clearly the way he's treated by others around him, the way he treats people, and the way he considers him, he's clearly just from a different world
Yeah, where he's
to Dunk.
yeah, and when he's talking, he's regaling him of that story. I don't know if you remember where he says, drove I into the storm, and he's talking about sailing a ship,
Mm,
and Dunk's just sitting there like, whoa. And all the advice he's giving Dunk is like, it's even if you get defeated, it's a great thing to have tested yourself against a worthy foe. And Dunk's like, yeah, but you can lose and be like, wow, that was fun, but and it doesn't cost you anything because you're like a wealthy lord. Whereas Dunk will literally lose his horse, his armor, he'll be poor.
yeah,
Um, yeah, and
it's again more of the strata stuff.
you know what the
Um,
writer said the vibe was for Lionel? He said he wanted it to be a cross between Captain Jack Sparrow and Ernest Hemingway.
damn,
Damn.
that's a interesting combo.
Yeah,
I
someone
don't
in
feel like they get it.
as I say that, someone called Hustlebones in the chat just described Lionel as a warrior poet. I feel like maybe less of a poet
Yeah, he's
beyond
a
that one scene.
yeah, given he can't do speeches.
He
Um,
rolled he rolled a 5 on that one. He rolled
oh, crit fail on that one.
crit fail on speechcraft.
Um,
We're
yeah,
we're
no, I
saying that
mean,
as if we don't both play tabletop RPGs in our spare
yeah,
time. Um,
um,
but yeah,
yeah, but no, I mean, his I've what was I gonna say?
that's how
Yeah,
you do a side character, right?
yes, and I love that he didn't know what to say to him at one point. Like, he was like, "Oh, great lord, what do I do?" And he was like, "I don't fucking know,"
He's like,
because he doesn't, because he's never been in that
yeah.
situation,
He's like,
and it's not.
I'm really quite drunk, and he just walks away.
Yeah, and he just fucks off. Because and it makes sense. He wouldn't like he's not had to deal with that ever. He's like he's a lord. He has different worries and different concerns.
So
Damn.
let me know if you agree with me or not. But
Yeah, I'll tell you when you're completely wrong.
yeah, tell me when I'm spouting shit. No, when House of Dragon, I do really like House of Dragon. Load of really cool characters there. But one critique I've had of it since season one, especially in comparison to Game of Thrones, is that I felt like Game of Thrones was really good at memorable side characters, played by character actors, chewing up the scenery, looking cool, having a memorable thing to do or say. Excuse me. Um, Whereas House of the Dragon, it felt like while there were great main characters, the side characters sort of paled in comparison, and the camera never lingered on them, or they never really had like an impactful thing to make them stand out in the eyes of the casual audience. So I can be like, oh yeah, Iron Rod is cool. And the average viewer is like, who the fuck is Iron Rod? I'm like, oh, he's on the council. It's like, who's that?
I
Right?
completely forgot who he was until you said his name, and I was like, oh yeah.
That guy. That guy. Do you know why he's called Iron Rod?
Because he's hits people with an iron rod.
He's a strict legalist and traditionalist. So he's like,
Mm.
Iron Rod. He's very hardcore.
Oh yeah, makes
And
sense.
also, he has 24 kids.
Holy
And
motherfucking
it's
damn.
according to Mushroom the Jester from Fire and Blood, it's because he has an iron rod.
Ah, okay.
Ah, yeah, very witty. Anyway,
Very funny, George.
very funny. Oh, what was I talking about? Yes, whereas in this show, a character like Lionel, like how long is that pavilion scene? Like 5 to 10 minutes.
Good
Uh,
point.
and yet in that one episode, it's like, oh, there's like obvious fan favorite. Like he's just a really cool, interesting, unique character who's rocked up, and I'm like, oh, I want to see more of this guy. And I feel like this show's done a fantastic job with just memorable side characters. I don't know, I don't repeat myself too much, but like,
I mean, yeah, I think the nature of the show lends itself to that because it's Dunk going to this tournament, meeting all these people, and like exploring this new world. So it kind of lends itself to there being really interesting side characters. Whereas something like House of the Dragon, where it's like exploring the interpersonal relationships and the
Mm,
politics between these few main characters
fair
lends
play.
itself more to like really interesting and really well acted main characters, and then some side characters who have their little bits of influence on that plot, but they're not the main focus.
I
Whereas
would,
here,
yeah.
Dunk's relationship with Lionel and his relationship with oh fucking not Stefan, his cousin. I've forgotten his
Raymond,
name already.
Raymond, Raymond.
Raymond. His relationship with like Raymond, with
I mean,
Lionel, with
he
all
is,
these other
yeah.
characters is the kind of the point of the show, at least so far from what I can tell.
I don't blame you for getting Raymond and Stefan mixed up. You know, the apple doesn't fall far from the tree.
Ah ha ha, there you go.
There we go. I got it out of my system. Um, right, yeah. Guess what? We got some super chats.
Oh shit.
Some super chats. Thank you so much for the super chat from a channel of Ice and Fire, another Song of Ice and Fire animated channel, inspired by me, my apprentice, my sidekick, who says, "Sub Haven and casual viewer, you haven't got a name.
Hmm.
Had a
No,
pretty
no, I don't deserve one.
Had a pretty shite day today, so this is a welcome surprise. At the gym, but I gotta chop my audio review for episode 3 tonight. Yeah, I have edited my audio for my episode 3 quickie, and I haven't even finished oh my god, I'm so far behind on everything, and I have a Brathian video. It's alright, the quickie will be done. Ugh, it always turns into a longie when I'm involved. I just can't, Alex, I just can't finish in time. Right, the
Real
next
issue, bro.
the next super chat is from Hypatia Kovalevskia Lodov. Fuck. Yeah, I think that's Serbian dollars. Cool. Sorry for butchering whatever name that is. But they say when Lionel loses his train of thought, relatable.
Yeah, I mean, I've done it multiple times already.
I do it every live stream, don't worry.
Yeah.
Just
I
ramble and then
mean,
suddenly be like, what the fuck am I talking about? And then
mm-hmm. Done that a lot. But yeah, I mean, again,
oh
makes the characters being kind of lords, but not Rhaenyra in every scene of being all well composed and
yes.
like acting and regal, being like, kind of
And not all of
they've got
them.
their flaws, but they
Yeah.
kind of act like people who are raised
Yeah.
different,
Yeah, exactly. But they're
not
still
just like
but they're but
aliens.
they're still people. Like, yeah,
Yeah.
they're not aliens performing all the time. They're also not like cartoonishly cruel and mean and
Mhm.
me when a peasant, kill them.
Yeah.
Um uh but yeah, speaking of like when he first came on screen, the first thing you said was that's a cunty earring. I remember.
I did say that, yeah.
What does your gaydar have to say about Lionel?
I mean, he's a man who he tries many things. That's what my gaydar
Hmm.
has to say about Lionel. He's a man who's explored his options, I'd
Experimental.
say.
Has he
Yeah.
has he settled on anything or is he just constantly
No, no, no.
no?
He's not a man for labels. That man, he goes into a bar and he gets very drunk and then he
Who
doesn't remember
knows?
what he did the next morning.
Who knows who he's gonna wake up with the next day?
Exactly.
But speaking of, you know, lords, nobles, just raised in a different environment, Dunk finally catches up with Sir Manfred Dondarrion, who's snogging a couple of prostitutes,
Mhm.
and is like, "Oh yes, my sir fought with you in Dawn, with your father rather in Dawn.
Your
He took a wound.
father.
He took a wound. Can you vouch for me?" And Manfred's just like, "I don't know who that is, and also, why would I care?"
Mhm. Who could have seen that coming?
Yeah, you were saying the whole episode. You were like, "Oh, this Dondarrion guy isn't gonna say anything. He's not gonna
Yeah,
care."
he clearly didn't really. I mean, he spent the whole first part of the episode napping or shagging, and
Ah,
then
that is a life.
he's yeah, and then it's his dad who he fought with, and I'm like, yeah, come on.
Maybe he's a maybe
He's
he.
not. What are you saying?
I was just gonna say maybe he's a YouTuber.
Oh shit. Oh yeah, maybe.
Spends all his
All
time
YouTubers famously, yeah,
nap all the time and famously get laid a lot.
definitely.
YouTubers.
Oh yeah, definitely, definitely.
But yeah, but then after getting rejected, he goes back to his campfire and there's an egg. There's a boiled egg by the fire,
Mm.
cooking some fish. And he's like, "What are you doing?" And Egg's like, "I want to be your squire." And Dunk's like, "You know what? Sure, why not?" And then they end up
I mean,
sleeping together.
Well,
phrasing. Wow, I didn't.
free
They
labor. I mean,
fuck.
who's gonna say no to some free child labor?
Yeah, exactly.
Hey, I mean, a knight needs a squire. It's bare minimum shit. But
And
yeah,
there's a yeah. So what did you think of this ending scene, including there's a bit where there's
it's the
a falling
yeah, that was
star.
cute.
Yeah, the little. It's
That
funny
was really cute.
in the novella. It's Dunk's at this point. He's by himself, and I think I may be misremembering, but he's thinking to himself, "I'd rather stare up at the stars than at a smoky than silks." And then he sees a shooting star and thinks to himself, "Everyone else is in their pavilions. I'm the only one who's seen this." And a shooting star brings luck alone. Sorry, brings luck. So the luck is mine alone. But in the show, it's Egg who tells him a shooting star brings luck, and Dunk says, "So the luck is ours alone," which is,
I like it. I like the show's version more, I
yeah,
think.
includes them both
It's
in on it.
includes them both, kinda starts to build their relationship, and it makes it like there's a bond because then there's a bond between those 2. Like, they both saw it, and it's like those 2 have the luck.
Yeah.
I thought it was really sweet. Um,
And it's funny because Dunk like could sleep in a pavilion if he wanted. He doesn't have his own, but
mm,
he could probably sleep in like the Baratheon one, right? But he's actively
yeah,
like, I prefer to just sleep out looking at the stars. And it just tells you what kind of guy he is. He's very earthy
mm,
and rustic and just sort of like lonely, I guess.
yeah. No, I really liked that ending scene, actually. It wraps up because it's a quite yeah, it's a nice quiet end to quite a busy episode where you meet loads of people, and it's I don't know, it's sweet, it's nice, sets up their relationship for going forwards.
And they kept
Yeah.
something from the novella, which is that Dunk doesn't know his name is Duncan because Arlen just called him Dunk. And so Egg's like, "Is
Mhm.
that short for Duncan?" And he goes, oh yeah, good point, probably." and he
Yeah,
and
because I
yeah.
'cause I was assuming that he knew his full name was Duncan, but he just referred to himself as Dunk. But it makes a lot more sense that he doesn't, and also that he doesn't even remember his, like, parents. He just remembers his knight who always called him Dunk. So it's like, okay, makes sense.
And yeah, one thing that is added. So he does just call himself Sir Duncan the Tall, right? Because he's tall. But
Mm.
in this episode they kind of imply that Lionel Baratheon, who that whole tent scene doesn't happen in the novella, that Lionel inspired him to call himself the Tall, right? By being like, stop slouching, stand up, be tall. So he's like, I'm Sir
Mhm.
Duncan the Tall. I'm embracing that as like a little to make myself sound
Yeah.
more knightly. I really like that change personally.
Yeah, I think I'm with you there because it gives him it's a little bit of character development in that episode of, like, because he shows up, he doesn't feel like he's meant to be there, he's out of place, he's slouching, and then Lionel gives him a bit of a push, and then
Yeah,
he's like in the later ones, he starts to stand up for himself a bit more and be
give
a bit more like, "Yeah, I deserve to be here."
gives him a push while also like threatening to burn him as a heretic.
Yes.
For not for
Um,
slouching too much.
well, when he remembered that that's what he was meant to do. Um,
Yeah.
but yeah, no, I like that change as well.
But
I think that's a good decision.
that's episode 1, and I guess I'll just throw in one more question before we do, like, a mini review of this first episode of this premiere. What did you think about, Naked Dunk in the river?
I mean, that wasn't too bad, to be honest. Like, shows I feel like shows do that fairly often, or, like, these kind of shows, like, he's an ex-rugby player, I think you said?
Yeah.
Like, he's got that build, he can show off his cake,
Yeah, the
um,
cake! We need to talk about the cake. Have you got a knife for that shit? You god damn.
yeah, but,
Caked
like,
up.
I wasn't that I was like, "Yeah, okay, fine." Like, it didn't stick out so much as, like, the
Okay.
shitting.
As
Um,
much as another nude scene perhaps in episode 2,
yeah,
which we'll
no,
get
didn't
into,
stick out.
but before we do, overall thoughts on episode 1. We just sat down, um and we watched episode 1 together. And what did you think after you saw just episode 1? What did you think of that episode?
I thought it was good. Wanted to see some more of it,
Were
to be honest. I
were
was like,
you
"Yeah."
were you surprised by how short it was or how arguably little happened in it?
Mm, not really, because it's like a first episode. Then I was more like, "Okay, they've got to establish some stuff." I didn't know where it was kinda gonna go from there. Because when they mentioned the tournament, I was half expecting, "Oh, and then he's gonna journey to get there," and rather than like a okay, he's there.
Yeah.
Um,
Oh, interesting. You thought there'd be like more of a kind of him on the
yeah,
road
so
with
I
his
was
horses.
or with him on the road with Egg, and then they kind of
Ah,
they come across some things, they come over some challenges. So by the time they get to the tournament, they're
that's the
already kind
finale,
of
kind
bonded.
of.
Yeah, that's kind of what I was expecting initially, but
Ah.
it's not a bad thing that that's not how the show was, because honestly, that might have dragged out a bit.
It's also,
Um,
as two, fans of history, it is fun to just see like a tournament
oh,
and
for sure.
yeah, just like the whole
A
atmosphere
proper
surrounding it.
yeah, a proper medieval festival, not just, like, I don't know, um, jousting lane and a couple tents, and then that's it.
So now that we've discussed the first episode, let's just generally speaking, what do you think of Dunk as in the character? Like Dunk and Egg as characters. I know you say Dunk comes into his own more in 2 and 3, but let's just take all the episodes into account. Like as characters, Dunk and Egg. What do you think about
Very fun. I feel like at the moment, there's a big thing of, like, guy or, like,
them? I know what you're gonna
cynical
say.
guy and his adopted child that's like Mandalorian, Last of Us. It's becoming a bit of a genre,
The Hound
but
and
I
I.
don't think yeah, I suppose. But I think this it's not a subversion necessarily, but it's kind of a different relationship, which I like. Like it's not Doug's not a cynical, been on the road for ages knight. He's almost as much of a child in some ways as Egg is. Like they kind of because Egg's I mean, he's obviously not a highborn, no, but he's he's like almost more mature in some ways. Like he knows more,
I th-
but he's younger, and then Dunk's older and he knows more in some areas but less in others. I feel like they match each other quite well,
I
rather than it being like cynical guy and then his like almost apprentice teaching about the world.
I
I
think you
think they pair quite nicely.
I think you could make the argument that it is something of a subversion, in the sense of
Yeah.
like it's the naive knight, and actually he's worldly. He's earthy and worldly, but he's a bit dim versus the young, spoilt noble kid. Spoilers. Who knows? Who
What?
I know, right? Who knows more uh about
Convention.
more book smarts. Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. So it is a fun, twist on the whole wolf and cub thing. Um, yeah, and yeah, I guess in terms of discussing other characters, it makes sense to discuss them as we go through the episodes, right? Um,
Mm.
but yeah, that was episode 1, and 40 minutes
Yeah.
long. And then we moved on to episode 2. Do you want to chat about episode? Oh, actually, let me read out some super chats, and we'll dive into episode 2 called
Mm.
Hard Salt Beef. Because that's
I
what
will say episode 1 did not necessarily feel 40 minutes, I gotta say.
What did it feel?
I don't know, but it felt quicker, which
Mm,
is good. It's a good sign.
yeah.
Didn't drag at all, I thought. It was nice and smooth.
I am glad that I showed you the first 3 episodes, and we're making this a half and half thing.
Yeah.
Because
Yeah, I feel like it would have been a weird cutoff,
like
episode 2.
if we did like weekly live streams about half-hour episodes, I feel like I was about to say
What the
we'd have
fuck would I
nothing to.
say?
We're about to say that, but
Oh, well,
it's
yeah.
been over an hour and we've only talked about episode 1. Oh my god. Anyway, super chat
Shit.
time. Thank you for the super chat from Kyle Loam, who says, hold on, I need to read it to make sure it's not a spoiler. Maybe this is just me, but I want to see a hyper stylized, ultra sleazy rendition of what Aegon the Fourth was getting up to. Maybe an animated short film. Ooh, so Aegon the Fourth is Aegon the Unworthy. I don't know if you're aware of who that is.
I don't know shit about this guy.
That would be, Baelor and Maekar, the brothers.
Uh-huh.
That's their grandfather.
Okay.
That's King Daeron the Good's father, Aegon the Unworthy. Yeah. Animated short film. I mean, do you want to see that, Kyle? Do you actually want to see him being a sleaze dog, being a sleaze bag? I am intrigued if Blood and Fire ever comes out, the sequel to Fire and Blood. It'd be interesting to see more of Aegon the Fourth, because his reign's pretty detailed in World of Ice and Fire. But George R. R. Martin said that he always pictured the court of Aegon the Fourth as being somewhat Blackadder-esque, like sort of farcical and absurd and corrupt. But he also said that Aegon the Fourth is quite misunderstood, and so yeah, it'll be interesting to learn more about him. But if we're ever to see him on screen, I don't think it would be a short film or anything like that. It would be at the beginning of a Blackfire Rebellion TV show. So I guess just for some lore, Alex, there's a guy called Aegon the Fourth. He was this grotesquely, obese, perverted king who couldn't control his lusts and vices, and he sired like hundreds of kids across Westeros. Um, and he had 9 mistresses that he his 9 mistresses, as in the ones who he actually brought to court and dressed up and everything. Kind of like Henry VIII's 6 wives is Aegon's 9
Oh,
mistresses.
right.
And he had bastards with pretty much all of them. But the ones who rose to prominence were known as the Great Bastards, and so that's Bloodraven, Bittersteel, Shiera Seastar, Daemon Blackfire, etc. And he hated his trueborn son Daeron, and so on his deathbed, sort of as an act of spite or maybe an act of generosity, no one really knows. But as he was dying, he was basically like, "I hereby decree that all of my bastards are now legitimate." And then he died,
Yeah, this
and
is Henry VIII to a
yeah,
T.
um, and as a result, like Damon Blackfire, who's very popular bastard, was like, "Oh, I'm now technically legitimized?" Question mark. And that was one of the seeds that led to the Blackfire Rebellion. Because
Which
people,
gets a mention
it does,
in Duncan Egg.
it does, it gets a mention at the end of episode 2 when Egg's saying, "Die, you Blackfire bastards," and then in episode 3 there's a little. Uh, what's the name of that kind of song? Sort of where there's enjambment, where it's like it ends with um,
I don't know.
when you kill a rebel, horses are in battle. You know what I mean? Where it's like,
Yeah.
yeah,
I know what you mean.
I don't know what that's called, but yes, Blackfire rebellions are quite interesting. They're the major conflicts after the Dance of the Dragons that don't involve dragons, because this is the no dragon era, and it's
Mm.
a symbol of waning Targaryen power that there's these consistent succession of rebellions of Blackfire pretenders trying to take the throne. But anyway, thank you for the super chat from the Serbian whose name I can't pronounce. Don't want to spoil anything, but I prefer that Egg saw the shooting star. That's not a spoiler. I think I prefer it too. Yeah, I like that they're sharing the luck, because this really is. Well, while it is, it's Dunk and Egg. They are the protagonists. Dunk is still the main one, but this is a story of the both of them. Thank you for the super chat from Longshanks, who says, "What's the answer to Lionel's riddle?" What the whole who created jousting, because it's too glorious of a sport to have been made by man. I don't know. I don't think Lionel knows either. I think he was just rambling and then ran out of steam and was like, "Oh, fuck it, whatever." I don't know.
Yeah, I mean, the obvious the implied answer is like, "Oh, the gods made it because we couldn't." But I think he's just like, "Man, I need some profound sounding shit to say as like a little speech before we get drinking."
Yeah. So I
I was
don't.
looking up who did the writing for this. Ira Parker.
Ira Parker, who wrote the 4th episode of season 1 of House of the Dragon. Are you see if you can remember? It's the one where Daemon takes Rhaenyra sort of like into the city disguised as a commoner,
Oh, yes. Yeah.
and she ends up losing her virginity to Kristen Cole.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, that
That
episode.
was a pretty good episode, I
It
guess.
was a decent one. Yeah, it was a decent episode.
Yeah.
And then
It's
they gave him Dunk and Egg.
yeah, I mean, they're doing a good job of adaptation is what I'm saying. From because
Yes.
I don't know anything about the book, but from the sounds of it, the couple choices you mentioned have been good ones.
Yeah.
Like
This
the
is
addition of Lionel, the shooting star.
incredibly faithful to the books, not just in terms of literally taking lots of dialogue from the novella, but when they do add scenes or change things around slightly, it fits the
Yeah,
tone of the books, and it's within the message of the books and so on. Like
yeah.
it's very faithful.
Almost
Um,
season 1 of Game of Thrones-esque
and
with
thank you.
the
Sorry, one more super chat from Payden Barlow, who says, "You guys are my Alice." I guess Alice, 3-finger Alice, I guess.
oh,
Yeah. Well,
3 fingers
you
up the bum or
yeah,
whatever the song is.
that is exactly how the song goes, yeah.
Yeah, something like that.
Perfect. So you pay us and we pleasure you, in a
We
way.
shove our arms up your ass
Arms, whole
for
arm?
money.
Oh my god.
Oh, no, fist well, I don't know. I don't remember how the song
You
went.
are skinny, to be fair. I reckon you could get your At least your forearm.
I don't wanna think about that.
It's great. I can. My live streams never get demonetized somehow.
That's crazy.
There are people out there who
They
like
probably just don't the bot just doesn't watch all of it. Gets halfway and is like, "I'm done with this shit."
the bot gets bored.
The bot gets bored.
God
It's like, "I
damn
don't
it!
care about Game of Thrones. I'm gonna go
How
watch
many
some, like,
how many people are
AI
watching
slop."
this? Oh shit! 224 people are watching. We could
Damn.
do higher. Come on, guys. Like the stream, share,
Yeah,
etc.
smash the like button
Started
or whatever
streaming.
you say.
That's exactly what I say. Hey guys,
Yeah.
smash the like and subscribe.
What's going on, guys?
Only 70% of you are subscribed. Oh no, there is a line in a song where Don Darien's singing and he says that, she gave him the whole arm bone.
See, there you
Yo,
go. I know more than you, clearly.
yo.
I should be in charge here.
Hustle Bones, speaking of bones, in the chat says, I think you're misreading Lionel. He's a deceptively deep thinker. The gods created the stags created jousting, the men got it from them. It's a juxtaposition of man's dualistic
Shit.
animal and divine nature. Oh, someone's
Shit.
cooking in the chat.
Cooking.
Yeah, maybe
Yeah,
you're
I mean,
maybe you're overcooking a bit. I think
technically,
you might be
yeah.
burning. I think you might be burning that.
I mean, it's technically right.
No, that's a really fun interpretation.
Yeah.
One
No,
of the
I do like that.
one of the few moments of someone actually being smart in my chat.
Yeah, crazy.
Yeah, let's have. That's not good enough. Bees in the chat, people. Let's bring things back to classic Fantasy Haven. Bees in the chat. House Beesbury is in episode 3. Let's go. Bees in the chat. Anyway, right. No, that is interesting. I'm not sure I fully agree. But I like that interpretation.
I mean, the whole stags and jousting thing, that's a pretty cool association. Because I
That
guess
it is. It is.
it kind of is the same thing, and he's one of the main characters in this show about jousting,
I
ultimately.
guess I didn't interpret
Cool.
him. I interpreted his speech as him trying to sound deep, running
Yeah.
out of
But
steam and being like,
maybe he
fuck
was
it, let's party. However, the commenters saying that it's more like he was posing an interesting philosophical thing, and no one got
maybe
it, so he went, "Oh, screw
he
it,
was
you're too
being
dumb for
deeper than
me."
he thought or something, I don't
Oh
know.
no, he knew how deep he was being, but no one was catching up with him, so he went,
Mm,
"Oh, screw it, I give up."
maybe. I don't know. I think they're equally valid.
Arlen's penis, episode 2.
We're just getting onto it.
Let's talk. I
Or
was
maybe not.
I'm so it was I was just sitting there silently next to you, knocking my
Yeah,
knees
yeah, waiting
together, being
for it.
like, "Oh, it's coming!" Like glancing over to you, like, "Oh no." Um, yeah, the opening shot,
Crossing
Arlen,
your legs suspiciously.
yeah, getting a bit flustered, getting a bit red in the face. So Arlen walks out of the hut and has a pee, and well, this is sort of you could argue the sequel to the shit scene in
Yeah,
episode
and I
1.
kind of have the same opinions. Like, I mean, I guess by this point the tone's more established, so it's a bit more expected. But at the same time, it's still I still have the same thought about it, which is like the tone is established better through the rest of the show. I guess we get to see his big dick and the person who we both thought was Dunk in the background the first time I'm
Oh my! I'm
watching.
glad I'm not the only one. I got
Yeah,
so
I
much
was like,
shit for
"Hang on a
that.
second," and then I looked a bit closer and I was like, "Oh, right, okay."
Yeah, because I've got it up on my screen, not on the YouTube screen. Obviously, I get demonetized, but she has an incredible ass. That's wonderful, shapely, incredible. I thought it was Dunk because Dunk is cake the fuck up, and I was like, yeah, they're two homies sleeping naked. There's nothing gay about that. Two homies can sleep
And
naked. We should do it.
sure. Whoa. No,
Anyway,
I was gonna say
yeah.
that also he's the only character before this that we see nude. So that's kind of in my mind, that was the subconscious
Yeah,
association.
of
Like,
course,
"Oh,
of
I've already
course.
seen this guy nude," so,
Yeah.
like, "Oh, is that him being nude
So I see
again?"
a butt in
No.
the background. But yeah,
Yeah, it's
no,
like, "Oh,
it's
it's
a, it's
Dunk."
a, it's a it's a village, and then later on in this sort of flashback montage that's playing while Dunk is, um, talking about his deeds and what a good person he was, and all the different knights he's served and so on. Part of this montage is I don't know if you caught it, but it's Arlen like giving some money to a peasant, and then they ride away. But it's in the same village where this hut is, and you see the woman waiting at the hut, and the implication is he's like basically paying the guy, being like, "Yeah, thanks for letting me sleep with that woman."
Mm,
But it's while Dunk is
sweet,
talking about him being like generous and so on. So like from Dunk's
yeah.
perspective, he's like, "Oh,
Oh,
he
yeah.
gave
I didn't
money."
actually catch that.
I didn't catch it the first time around. To be fair, it was the second time around. But What
Yeah,
do
that's
you
fun.
actually, before we talk about Sir Arlen's character and sort of Dunk's, shall we say, rose tinted view of him,
Mhm.
I liked the dick scene, but I didn't like the poo
Damn.
scene. I never thought I'd say that sentence out loud. What is my
Got
life? This
preference.
this is my career. What am I? What is my life? But no, I thought this was actually unironically funny. Like when he came out, when I first watched it, I laughed and I was like, the difference of the poo joke was kind of meta. It was Game of Thrones theme building up. Oh,
Yeah.
expectations subverted. Poo, haha, funny. Whereas this was like, it was shocking and funny in a more naturalistic way, in just a kind of like in like a sort of situational humor, right? Where we're sort of
Yeah, I
really.
get what you're saying.
I was gonna say it's not in your face, but it really is in your face in many ways.
Mhm.
Yeah, but like I don't know. I just found it to be like, okay, this is just a funny non-verbal gag. This is just
Yeah, yeah, I suppose. Yeah, because it's not meta, which makes it a bit nicer.
and
I mean,
it's a prosthetic, so everyone can relax. They don't have to get too
yeah, they have
pearl
to get up
clutching.
in
And
arms.
you can
And I
tell
guess
it's a prosthetic because he doesn't pull it back, Alex. Who
sure.
who pisses with their foreskin down? You gotta pull that shit back, nice and clean. Oh, hey, what were you saying?
Only deep discussions here on Fantasy Haven.
What were you saying, Alex?
Yeah, I mean, it is kind of expectation subversion because it's like, oh, the old man's got a huge cock.
The
But
deepest fantasy trope
yeah,
deconstructed. Old man
but
and
at the same
small but big
time,
cock.
I mean, yeah, it's whatever. It didn't like, I don't know. I wasn't fuming. I wasn't frothy at the mouth because they showed big dick.
Well,
Um,
you usually are.
well, that's in a different context.
Well, hey,
No. Here it's just like, yeah, I guess. I mean, I didn't have massive. I wasn't like particularly swayed either way. I was like, okay,
you weren't swaying like that fucking dick in the breeze.
nope. I'm not going to continue the joke. I was going to say no.
All's fair game on fantasyhaven.com
.com.
forward
Bam.
slash fantasyhaven.co.uk.
Slash Patreon. Slash merch.
Fantasyhavenmerch.com.
That's
X.com
crazy.
forward slash fantasyhavenyt. Ooh, you kidding me? I was going to say one more thing about the cock, and it's left. It slipped from my grasp, Alex. I can't
What a
think.
shame.
Oh,
What will we do
I was
now?
gripping it tightly and it just slipped away. I'm like, fuck, what was it? Um, oh, was that about it's a prosthetic? Oh, it can't be that interesting. Oh yeah, oh yeah, I
No.
just remembered what it was. It was like 50-50. It was a serious point or a stupid point, and now I've remembered it was a stupid point. I was just going to say, do you reckon he's a grower or a shower? Because if he's also a grower, what the hell is that woman getting
Holy.
up to? How is
I'm I'm assuming this is like directly post, so this is it showing.
Oh, good point. Good point.
Like he's
The,
just fucked her, so it's
he's
like,
doing a post fuck piss where you have to clear the
yeah,
passageways. Not that you'd know. Shall we?
thanks for that.
That's enough. I'm gonna wake up my neighbors. They shouldn't be asleep. It's not that late
Just
in Guantanamo Bay.
yeah, no.
Are you aware of the meme that I live in Guantanamo Bay?
No, I'm not.
Long running
Makes
Fancy
sense
Haven
though.
joke. Yeah. Oh wait, what's happened to me? Anyway, so flashback. Arlen. So we learned about Arlen. So let's just talk about Arlen as a character. So in episode 1, the flashbacks we see of him, he's schmacking Dunk around, and there's the whole, oh yeah, he always wanted for me to be a knight, and then he's like, do you wish for me to be a knight like you are? And Arlen just fucking like ignores him.
Mm,
And then these flashbacks, we have him, Dunk is viewing him through, rose tinted lenses, and he's like, talking about how he was a great man and all that. And we've seen him be a bit abusive. We've seen him be a bit sleazy and lecherous, but we also see him, snuggling with Dunk under a tree in the rain and eating salt beef, and training with Dunk, and singing on horseback. And
mm,
personally, I think they've done a good job of making him quite sort of even though he basically doesn't say anything, a well-rounded character in the eyes
mm.
of the viewers. Where Dunk is like, there's this amazing, awesome, man who looked after me, and what we see in the flashback is, you know, to me,
Yeah.
it is like quite an interesting, you know, uh,
I'm quite
yeah,
glad he's nice and well rounded. He's not just like, oh, Dunk thinks he was good, but he was actually an asshole or something quite more cynical. I'm quite glad that like,
yeah,
yeah, Dunk might have a rose tinted view of him, but it's not because he was a complete arsehole. It's just how
and,
Dunk sees him.
and it doesn't
That he
go
was just a guy.
and it doesn't go too far the other way either. It's not like, oh, he was like a
Yeah,
paragon of virtue and everything. Like he was just a bit of a salty, you know,
he was just an old guy.
older man
He'd
who
been in
like,
some wars.
yeah,
He had seen some shit.
yeah. And
He's just kind of a guy.
I liked it. I thought they did just a
Mm,
really good job. And yeah, this is just a good inspiration for like how to have side characters who barely have anything to do, like actually stand out, and like you get the vibe of who they are, even if they barely say anything. Like,
yeah, and his impact on the plot as well, because ultimately he's the reason that this all happens.
yeah.
So the fact of him, I don't know, you get to see like what lessons Dunk took from him. You
And
can kind of see a little bit in the flashbacks, like what Dunk took on board and what he didn't. So
and
no,
before
it's nice.
and then as Dunk said, before Arlen died, he, knighted Dunk,
Hmm.
his squire. Do you
Which we've
think
not seen yet. So
that there hasn't been a flashback of that? Do you think there will be?
I think, yeah, for a pivotal moment, I think they'll put it in there.
Mm.
Like if he needs some last minute inspiration, like he's down, he's been knocked out of his seat or something.
Ooh,
Give a nice flashback of being knighted to, I don't know, rally him for his last stand or something. I don't know.
very nice. But yeah,
But I think they will show it eventually.
but yeah, these flashbacks are happening as he's talking to various lords, and the implications they're all basically ignoring him. Like House Hayford,
Yeah,
he fought with you on the Redgrass Field against Damon Blackfire, and he's just like,
it's a
what?
yeah,
Who is this man?
it's a
Who are you call?
nice it's a nice way of doing the exposition. Not just, "Hey, Egg, wanna know everything about my sir?"
Yeah, yeah,
It's more like a he is talking to these different people. There's a reason he's saying these things. It's not just,
yeah.
"I'm dumping all this on a child." It's
And
like
he talks to Lord Leo Tyrell, known as Leo Longthorn, one of the best
mm,
jousters there is, and he just spits out some more spitting, lots of
more spitty.
not lots of bodily fluids in this show.
Yeah,
These are the jesters of TV
lovely.
shows.
Oh,
Um,
yeah.
yeah, I probably shouldn't have said that. Anyway,
Doesn't matter.
oh well, right. So there's but yeah, the thing is that yes, a lot of these nobles are being arseholey and dismissive and rude because they consider Dunk to be lesser. But to be fair, like, why would they remember one hedge knight out of
Mm,
levies, multiple different hedge knights, landed knights, nobles who are all fighting in battle? Like, how why would they remember one?
yeah.
One old man? And it's like, yeah, it's sad and they are rude and but
Yeah, they're not sadistic, though. They're
yeah,
just
no.
kind of
It,
arrogant
it's
and
it's not the
dismissive.
trope of like the all noble lords being sadistic and hating
Yeah,
peasants. It's like, well, historically they wouldn't
like
have hated peasants. They would
yeah,
have just been like peasants, you know,
they're beneath me, I just don't need to
they're
talk to them.
yeah, they are in that place because God ordained that that's the place they
Yeah,
were born
in this
into, and
case,
they
the
exist
7 ordained it
to create things and to
to work the
make food
fields.
and yeah, work the fields, and then we protect
Yeah.
them and etc etc. And it's like yeah, um,
I kind of wonder if there's, because I was just thinking, it's like, they're not chroniclers, like, they're not Froissart listing off all the different knights at the battle, which made me think if there are chroniclers in this universe, like, are there people that go
ooh,
around with the lords and, like, write down who was there and stuff?
well, probably maesters.
Oh, I suppose, yeah.
They're sort of the academics of Westeros. They're like the physicians and the historians and the philosophers all rolled into one.
Hmm.
Um, I will
Do they
say
go to
there.
the battles then? Do they, like, sit around and
Oh
that
no
would be
no
nice and
no.
accurate.
th- I don't think we hear of chroniclers going to battles. I think it's more people who took part
Hmm.
in the battle tell the maesters
And then
what
they
happened.
tell, okay, that
Um,
makes sense, I
yeah,
suppose, yeah.
no bias whatsoever.
No, none whatsoever, I'm
I will.
sure.
Speaking of chroniclers, there is a bit I think in the novella where where Egg is like basically just explaining to Dunk all of the different sigils, like, oh, that's House Dondarrion, that's House that, and House that, and that probably wouldn't have translated well to screen.
Yeah, no, not at all.
It's cool to just sort of
Um,
have cameos in the background, like, oh, there's the Beesbury sigil, oh, there's the Harding sigil, or there's the Applebee's
yeah,
sigil, and so on.
because even, like, because it kind of works even for people who aren't, like, massive book fans. Because like, even someone who's watched House of the Dragon or something might recognize them, or someone who's watched Game of Thrones will recognize them, not necessarily someone who's, like, deep in the lore is like, "Oh, shit, I know that house," but casual viewers might not. Someone who's seen the other shows, like me, might be able to go, "Oh, yeah, I know these sigils and I recognize them," um, which is cool.
I like when the Targaryens arrive. Two-legged, by the
Mm,
way, two-legged black banners. Glidus will be pleased.
yeah.
Um, and he's like, "Oh, who's arrived?" And there's that like little person who turns around. He's like, "Look at the banners, you giant cunt!" It's just like,
Yeah. I mean, it makes sense. It's like if you're in like medieval
uh,
England and you're like, you see the king's carriage, like, who's that?
yeah.
Everyone will be like, what the fuck are you on about?
I
You
just thought it
dumb?
was I thought it was a really bad line reading to the point where
Yeah, it was a bit
to
jarring,
the point
but
where
it kind of makes it funny.
I kind of like it. Yeah, it's just this random like,
Yeah,
look at the banners, you giant cunt. It's just like really awkward. I was like, but the
it makes
Targaryens
sense
arrive.
though.
Speaking of, they arrive. We see
Mm.
the heir to the Iron Throne, Prince Baelor. So let me give you a little family rundown. I did do this to you on the sofa. But you have King Daeron the Good, Daeron the Second, or
Mhm.
Darren, as George R. pronounces it, because
Oh,
he creates amazing fancy names and then ruins them with his own pronunciation. He says instead of Aegon, he says Egon. Instead of Daeron, he says
yeah.
fucking Darren.
He's a GIF man, isn't
Oh, he's GIF. He likes
he?
to send GIFs.
Oh,
Oh my god! And he says like instead of Dothraki, he says Dothrakai, which does kind of slap. I'm not gonna lie. Um,
mm,
but I can't forgive him for Darren Targaryen. Anyway,
Darren is bad.
that's crazy work. But Daeron Targaryen, Daeron the Good, he's an old man. His firstborn son and heir is Prince Baelor Breakspear, who's
Cool as fuck name.
he's I know right. He's got dark hair and he has heterochromia. Um, I don't know if you noticed that on screen. He has
I didn't actually.
one blue eye, one brown eye. Uh, the character
That's
doesn't
good.
have heterochromia, and the actor
Ah,
also doesn't have heterochromia.
that's interesting.
But the guy playing Baelor's son, Valar, if you remember, he has the brown hair. He's a young man with the brown hair.
Mm, not really.
He he's the other guy with the edgy armor, not Aryan.
Oh, yeah, yeah, yeah. I
The other
remember.
guy,
I remember.
the guy with brown hair. The actor for him has heterochromia. So after they cast him, they were like, "Hey, wouldn't it be cool if Baelor has heterochromia?" And
Yeah, that's
it's an
nice.
interesting visualization. It's an interesting visual representation of Baelor's diverse parentage, right?
Yeah,
Because
yeah.
his father's a fully like inbred classic Targaryen, purple eyes, silver hair. Well, not purple eyes in the show, but his mother is Princess Miriam Martell of Dawn. And in the books, Baelor is meant to look Dornish. He's meant to have like, dark hair, dark eyes. He's tan. He looks like a Dornishman. And in fact, the Dunk doesn't realize it's Baelor in the scene until halfway through when he's like, "Oh my god, this is the prince." Because as someone reading, your expectations of Targaryens are that they look a certain way, and you're like, "Oh my god, wait, this is
Mhm.
the crown prince." And part of the Blackfire Rebellion, one of the myriad of reasons it breaks out is that a lot of the Blackfire supporters were like, Targaryen married a fucking Dornish person, and the heir looks more Dornishman than Targaryen. Fuck this guy. Compared to Daemon Blackfire, who's like, classic Valyrian looks, right?
Mm.
Um, and yeah, the guy playing Baelor isn't super tan or Dornish looking, but he does have dark hair. Um,
Yeah,
he didn't get the Targaryen dominant genes, which is quite interesting. Uh, and
yeah.
so
No, I mean, go on.
yeah, I am fully like lore rambling at this point, but I'm having fun. So he's Baelor. His eldest son is Valar, as I said, the guy with the brown hair, the young guy.
Mhm.
Um, he has a second son called Mataris. Baelor's
Interesting.
younger brother is Ares, who doesn't have any kids. He's like a nerdy, bookish guy. His other brother is Rhaegal, who's a bit of mentally ill and has 3 kids, I think. And then his youngest brother is Maekar, who we see in the episode as well. He's kind of the quite
Ah,
dour.
Robert Webb.
He doesn't look like fucking
Someone,
Robert Webb.
someone in chat. You got to agree. He looks a bit like
All
Robert
right,
Webb.
in chat, does Maekar Targaryen or Maekar
Mitchell and Webb.
as the Maekar and Webb? Yo,
Make arm up. Yo.
let's go. Does he? Yeah, chat. Does Maekar Targaryen look like Robert Webb from Michelin Webb? Because the
Am
answer
I
is no.
insane?
The answer's no. But anyway, yeah. So they rock up, and and of course, Maekar has 4 kids of his own. The eldest is a sot. The second is Aryan, who's vain and cruel. The third is being shipped off to Old Town to be a maester, and the fourth is just is who knows who the
Who
fourth
could
is.
it possibly
The
be?
missing child. Who do you think the third is who's being shipped off to the Citadel?
If there wasn't a fourth, I would have said it was Egg because he's quite bookish for a little child.
He certainly is, but Egg is well has been revealed.
Yeah.
So who's
Oh shit, yeah.
who's been sent off to the Citadel to be a Maester? Do you reckon?
Oh, it's
Oh,
Aemon, isn't it?
it's Maester Aemon.
Yeah.
Let's go. Now that's fun. That's just fun world building.
Yeah, that's a nice little connection.
Um,
Damn, he is old. Fuck me.
he's an old. I mean, he's meant to be like fucking 100 or something in the first Game of Thrones book.
Mm,
Old ass man,
damn.
fully blind. But yes, and then of course we're also introduced to Aryan Brightflame,
What a nice guy.
who's the son of Maekar. So Maekar's sort of quite dour and depressed and moody, and then Aryan is just a bit of a twat and is
Yep.
rude to Dunk. He gets worse in episode 3, but in episode 2 he's quite rude.
Yeah.
In contrast to Baelor, who I don't know, seems like quite a nice guy.
Yeah. I mean, what was it? I said in the when we were watching it, I don't trust him because he's nice.
Yeah, because he's too nice to
Like
Dunk. He's like, oh,
he's too nice for to be a Targaryen.
I
Like,
recognize Arlen of Pennytree, and oh yeah, you must be his squire. Okay, that's cool. Yeah, you should fight in the lists. He's like, you're like, he's being too nice. Targaryens all have to be assholes.
yeah, something's up with him. Or maybe he is just a lovely chap. I don't know. Maybe I'm being mean,
He has a cool
but
name though, Baelor Breakspear.
he does.
He's the
And everyone
anvil.
with cool names
Wait,
is they got to be nice and chill.
is he the hammer or the anvil? I can't remember. Let me double check. Is it hammer? Yes, the hammer. He's the hammer, and Maekar is the anvil. Because during the Battle of the Redgrass Field, during the Blackfire Rebellion, like they did a pincer movement, and it was the hammer slammed
Ooh,
them against the anvil. It was Baelor on one side and Maekar on the other. Anyway,
that's cool.
yeah. Anyway, yes. Sorry, I'm rambling a bit, but yes. But before we talk about the Targaryens properly, because you know Dunk has a proper scene with them, we meet some members of the Kingsguard. What did you think about the Kingsguard? Sir Roland Craighull and Sir Donald of Duskendale.
Draco wasn't big enough.
See,
He's gotta be beefier.
how do
No,
you?
no, I'm joking. I don't really mind.
That's such how do you know that lore? Like we watched it and you're
I d
like,
Okay.
he's too small to be a Craighull. Like, how the fuck do you know what a Craighull even is?
One, various bits of YouTube stuff.
Mhm.
Two, the CK3 mod. Because the
Oh,
Kratos are fucking huge in there.
wait, you play
Like, I
CK3
play
at Game of Thrones?
yeah.
Oh,
Yeah,
do
yeah.
you want a live stream?
Yeah. You're getting ideas. Maybe.
Yeah, no, oh,
We'll do
that's
that
awesome.
maybe.
I do a
Yeah,
anyway,
I've seen you do the little fucking you watch it, get play out.
observer mode. Oh, you do watch
So
my channel, you liar.
yeah, you missed the fucking Blackfire Rebellion, SMH.
Oh, you were there for
Real
that.
Haven heads real Haven heads get it.
Alex has been a real
Um,
Haven head all this time. I also do like
no, that was like one of the one streams I watched.
Discord. I
I
do
mean, what?
I do I do like Discord role plays.
Oh, yeah, that's fun.
Let me rephrase that. I do yeah, where where it's a whole group of people on the server, and then like every Sunday, not every Sunday, well, during the campaign they do on a Sunday for a few weeks. It's you play a character, then in midweek you do lore posts and you write letters to each other, and like you properly.
Oh, that's fun.
It's restarting again actually. Anyway, but yes, yeah, CK3 Game of
Yeah,
Thrones,
Kratos.
Craigles. So he was
Yeah,
very posh,
no.
Sir Roland, and he's like, "My God, man, do
Mhm.
you ride the horse or does the horse ride you?"
Oh, yeah.
And
I
then
mean,
there's
he's one to talk, come on.
that banger from Sir Donald who says he's not used to looking up to cast his eyes down. I was like, oh, that's
Yeah,
gotta
those
be
kind of bars.
that's gotta be 50 Cent.
Coming from the son of a crabber? What do you mean?
A lowly crabber, which
Lowly
did
crabber.
you see the look of inspiration in Dunk's eyes where he was like, "Oh my God,
Yeah.
I'm a
He's like,
mere hedge knight and I'm seeking glory, and here we have a crabber who became a Kingsguard. Me for real."
yeah.
And then we later
And then
learn.
obviously his dreams are crushed
And why are they crushed, Alex? Tell us.
because his dad owns half the fishing fleets in Westeros.
Are you
Which,
implying that he's a nepo baby?
yes. And like you said when we were watching it, it's a fun bit of not I say middle class. I don't. It's an anachronism, but whatever.
Merchant
Of
class.
like
Merchant class.
merchant class. Yeah, like it's the which is a kind of I think doesn't get enough attention in fancy stuff. Is like
Exactly.
the
Merchants,
it's
guilds, petty bourgeois.
yeah,
Yeah.
the growing of the city folk and the artisans who get more and more power as the medieval period goes on,
New money.
which yeah. So it's kind of nice to see some of that.
And that's not
Um,
from the novella. That's like show
Ah,
lore, which I
again,
really, I
yeah.
really like that they're like, oh look, he's like the son of a rich, powerful, sort of middle class merchant basically, and that's how he was able to get his because the Kingsguard positions, a lot of them are quite political, right? It's not
Mm,
just about the best fighter. It's sometimes it's
yeah.
and yeah,
It's got
I thought that was,
sewing flavor.
I haven't even changed the slide. Hold on, episode 2, everyone. Sorry. Um, but yeah, what do you think the purpose of that was? Both Donald initially being a source of inspiration for Dunk when they have that conversation and treating him respectfully and so on, and then that idea kind of being dashed later on by Egg, being like, no, he's the son of like a wealthy fucking the CEO of
Mm,
Crabs.
yeah. Don't tell the Celticars.
Oh, he's
Yeah, there's a
not a
deep cut. There's
normie.
a deep
He's
cut.
not a normie. He's faking it. That's the
Yeah, yeah.
ironic
Sorry,
twist to
guys.
this live stream.
Clickbait.
You've read the books and I haven't.
Yeah, that's the
What
fact.
a
I'm outing you as
twist.
a faker.
But
Um,
what do you think the purpose of that was within this storyline?
um, I mean, it's a bit more reinforcement of like everyone here is part of a cast of people that Dunk just isn't, or they're from a world that he just isn't. The fuck was that? Um,
What? Can you
but
hear
yeah,
me?
there's like,
Did you hear me
yeah,
cough?
I heard that
How
shit.
the fuck? Wait, have you been hearing me burp as well?
Yeah, it's foul.
I've been like when I do that. What the fuck?
Well,
Wait, hold on.
oh dear.
Can I quickly test something?
Yeah, yeah, yeah. No, I can hear you now. Yeah.
Okay, okay. I've when I mute myself, it works for Streamlabs. So
Oh, but it doesn't work for
it
Discord.
doesn't work
So
for Discord.
you hide it from the viewers. Your
When I've
disgusting
been like yawning,
foul
coughing,
noises.
and making weird noises, I've been muting it. And have you just been hearing me?
Yeah.
Oh, I'm so sorry.
That's why I've been going, damn,
To
because
be fair, you
you've
did throw in
been
a couple
coughing
of
and shit.
dams, and I was like, "What the fuck is he doing?"
Because you're making foul noises.
I'm so sorry. I'm so
No,
sorry. Oh, bruh, lies.
anyway, yeah, that
Anyway,
explains me to
yeah,
chat as well. I'm sure they're like, what the fuck? Didn't say anything that interesting.
you just make you're saying damn about your own point.
I'm
You're like
just,
you
yeah,
make a point. You're
I'm
like
just,
damn, I'm
I'm
good.
so smart, guys.
But yeah, you're right. Dunk
Yeah,
is he is the lowest of the low, and he's trying to rise high. He's trying to get some
yeah,
glory, some success, and he thinks he finds
yeah.
someone he can look up to, and he's like, oh no, even that guy's a nepo baby.
Yeah, it's a bit of false friendship dangled in front of him.
Mm.
But I mean, he's still got, I suppose, yeah, because by this point he's already friends with, oh fuck, Mr. Fossaway. How do I keep forgetting his name? Raymond, is that his name?
Appleton.
Oh, whatever.
Yes, Raymond.
Um, Rayman and the whatever the games are called.
Raving
Yeah, but
rabbits.
that's the one. But he's kind of already got friendship with him. So you're like, oh, maybe he'll be friends with the Kingsguard as well. And it's like, no, that's dashed. But
Yeah.
yeah, it's a nice like reminder that even though some of them might be slightly lower class than or like lower in the hierarchy than some of the other nobles, they're still part of the same world that Dunk just isn't.
Someone in the chat called me plumber. I do be making plumber
Oh
noises. I
shit,
do be.
yeah. Steward. We said, was it Basket Bin Denethor?
Yeah, that's
He
what you
really
see.
is.
Yeah, he does look.
He's got he looks like him, and he has the same like grossness.
He does
Next
look
episode,
like.
I want to see him eating some tomatoes,
Oh, I hate that
like
shot
a
so much.
like
Ugh,
yeah. Oh, it's good though.
put me off tomatoes.
Symbolizes the blood,
Oh my god, it meaningful.
meaning to the gross tomatoes.
Mm.
Um, but yeah, yeah. I don't remember what I was saying now.
You know what else has meaning? This is an attempt at a
Oh
segue.
shit.
Dunk is like, okay, the Targ princes have gone into this building. I'm gonna see if I can talk to them. And he walks in, and then he starts spying on them, like that meme of like that massive guy behind the tree, behind the skinny tree.
Mm,
And yeah, they're
Rose thinks she's
complaining.
stealthy.
They're like, oh no, my sons are missing. I don't know why I said complaining. That's underselling it. But Makar's all grumpy because his sons are missing. And there's a scene where like the Ashford daughter goes up to Dunk and he's like, oh yeah, they're saying that the sons have gone missing. And Dunk's like, what? And she's like, you're big and stupid, and then runs away.
That was great. I mean, him, he's the worst spy in the world,
Mm.
but yeah, I mean, yeah, funny, good. I liked it. And then he actually gets to, and then he's lucky as fuck because then the king actually is kind of chill with chatting to him and not like,
And the whole
you know,
scene, it's very much a comedy of manners where Dunk's constantly like
yes,
saying the wrong thing and apologizing, and he's like, "Oh yeah, Arlen told me he broke 7 lances against you," and Baylor's like, "No, it was 4," and Dunk's like, "I'm so sorry," and he kneels down. He's like, "He
yeah.
used to say I was thick as a castle wall and slow as an oryx." And to be fair, he is thick as a castle wall, as we see from
Yep.
episode 1. Ooh, in the river. You kidding me? But no, no, yeah. So, what did you think of these Targaryens then? Because we've talked about them, and I did a bit of a lore dump. But in terms of this scene, what do you think about Baelor and Maker?
They are, compared to like the other shows, they feel from first impression more like in control of things, even though they might not be. And again, we're getting the outsider's perspective, so of course it seems that way. But like compared to the other Targaryens we've seen, especially Baelor feels a lot more like he's calm, he's in control of things.
Mm.
Don't worry, brother, they'll show up. We've got this under control. Not like in every other show where they're always up to some bullshit or they're like panicking or something's going wrong.
Or,
But
or
here they,
I guess you
hmm?
could say that yes, they are. In the other shows, they're more over emotional, is what you're saying. But also quite. There's still something kind of like stagey and performancey about, like
Yes,
the Targaryens in House of the Dragon, which fits that
yeah,
totally. But here, I think it fits with the idea that the Targaryens are like, that they're in the last stages of their era and their power's
yeah,
waning, and they don't have dragons because they feel a lot more grounded and a lot more just like humans. They don't feel like
yes,
ethereal gods. They're just kind of people,
yeah.
and it's a
And I
nice change
mean,
of pace for me.
yeah, and I mean, you said like stagey and performative for the like hot D guys, but I mean, Baelor's clearly putting on, oh, I'm the a kingly man talking
Mm.
to this peasant. He's clearly putting it on,
Yeah,
like,
it kind of
whereas
reminds me.
Maker just can't be bothered. Like
Yeah,
he's like, yeah, fuck off.
I I almost feel like Lionel's a combination of the both of them, where Lionel kind of has Makar's kind of I don't give a shit
Mm,
groundedness, but we were saying that Lionel still has that sort of fundamentally he is a lord and
yeah,
he does consider himself better than Dunk and he doesn't really care about Dunk that much. Where Baelor is like in this scene, he is being very nice and generous, but he still carries himself with a princely air of like I am a
mm,
prince. Like he's not like a
yes,
oh I'm just like you for real because that's not very realistic. Like
yeah.
he is just a
He's
guy.
playing the
Yes, he is a
benevolent ruler who's
mm,
being kind to his subjects. Obviously not
ex-
the
ex-
king yet, but in all
exactly.
but name. So
I
he's
appreciate
playing
that.
that role of like he's got the largesse to throw in the term. He's got the generosity. He's playing that shit. Whereas Mako, he's he's like the young. Is he the youngest one?
Yes, Makar's the
Yeah,
youngest.
makes
Yeah,
sense. He doesn't give a fuck.
younger brother energy.
Um,
Who he's
yeah, he's his older brother's being responsible and fancy, and he just doesn't care.
the bit when Dunk's like they say you'll make an honorable king and you're the most honorable prince in the realm. Makar just goes ugh
Yeah,
in the
yeah,
corner of the room.
that's sibling energy.
Yeah. Um. Oh, what was I gonna say? Oh, I had a thought in my head. Doesn't happen
That's
often.
surprising.
Yeah, I got there before you. Um,
Yeah, there you go.
what was I gonna? What was? Oh my god, what was I gonna say? Baylor, Maker. We learn
Playing roles.
Arlen. He remembers Arlen. He's like, "I'll let you into the joust," which
Mm,
is very kind of him. And you're trying to work out whether he is nice or whether he's just like it's an act, and there's a twist
mm.
coming. Oh my god,
I
I had
mean,
a point I was gonna make. That's so annoying. What was it about? Oh, hair. Yes, it was about hair. Um,
mm,
there was a behind the scenes thing that basically they haven't given the Targaryens long flowing hair like we see in
yes, that's
House
true.
of the Dragon, and they said that it's because it's a deliberate way to make the Targaryens look less sort of ethereal and elven and sort of gods amongst men, and
Mm.
more as like and more grounded, as I said before, with their waning power. And I think it's a good from like a production standpoint. I quite like that. That
Yeah, that's fun. Yeah, it's a fun nod to separate them from the Hot D guys, and also from the little bits we see of the Mad King, where he's like got the really long hair and shit.
yes,
It's a fun separation. Also works for the twat. Is it Ares? I want to say
which
Bright Flame. Is that
Aryan,
his name?
Aryan.
Arian, the twat. Yeah, it works for him as well. It gives him a more like petulant energy of
Mm.
like the
See,
short hair.
it's funny because load of book readers were annoyed because while his hair's never described in the novella, in the Mike S. Miller graphic novels, which are excellent, he's portrayed with long hair, and in all the fan art, Arion always has long hair, and he does kind of have long hair, princely energy, and people were complaining that in the show he shouldn't have had short hair. Because it's I don't know of all Targaryens to have long hair, the vain Aryan bright flame.
I guess. Yeah, I
But
suppose.
I don't mind. I think it looks good.
Yeah, it could be a lot
It's a
worse.
wig, by the way. It's a wig. It's not dyed.
Really?
Yeah, it's a good
Shit.
wig compared
Yeah,
to.
fuck me.
Remember when Damon had
Yeah, oh my god.
short hair in that one episode with his
That
hairline
was
like
not
an inch
that was
above
not
his
good.
eyebrows? Like, hold up. Um,
Yeah.
but yeah, we move on from that to another puppet scene. This one's different from the giant dragon. We see like a people clad in black behind a life-size wooden puppet, and he's fighting people. And in my initial review, I was like, that's kind of dumb. Like, it feels weird to have people behind a life-size puppet when because this is completely different from the novella. By the way, the puppet show is finger puppets. It's Tanzel is
Mm.
like, no, sorry, not like string puppets rather, not
Yeah.
not like sock puppets. But it's like string puppets on a display. Whereas in the show they've made it a giant thing, which is cool. Don't get me wrong. But
Yeah, it's definitely more interesting to look at,
yes,
than string puppets.
yeah, and people were saying that actually in I think in like was it Japan? It's an old Japanese form of theater where
Yeah.
you'd have people clad in black behind life-size wooden puppets,
Yeah, I think I've seen stuff about that,
and so
yeah.
it's kind of made me go, okay, yeah, no, I'm willing to accept. It's not
It's
as
a fun yeah, it's a fun bit of difference, a fun bit of culture. Because yeah, they could it kind of if it was people in the costumes, it devolve kind of becomes more like theater acting
it's not a
stuff,
puppet show anymore.
which
Yeah, it's just
yeah, then it's like, oh, it's more theater, which has different connotations, I think,
so the
to a puppet show.
the puppet in question, or rather the character that the puppet is portraying, is a mythological figure known as Sir Florian the Fool, who's a fool who became a knight. And there's the line of, um, a fool and a knight. I've never heard of such a thing. And he says, "Ah, well, all men are
Oh, yeah.
fools, and all men are knights, as where women are concerned." And how do you think that ties in with Dunk as a character? What do you reckon the subtext is there?
I mean, it's Duncan Florian there, in that he's like thick as a castle wall, but he is a knight at heart, and like he holds those knightly principles dear, even if he's an idiot.
I did.
Um,
I didn't give you much to work with there. The way I phrased that.
no,
How
but
do you think this fool and knight correlates with the himbo
the
protagonist of this show?
yeah, who'd have thought?
Oh, hey,
I mean,
Quinn the GM's in the chat. Hi, Quinn.
yo,
Yo, you got
need all the big wigs today.
you got an e-celeb listening in.
It's crazy.
Crazy.
My amazing thoughts.
Mm.
Uh, um, yeah, I mean,
But yeah, I guess
it kind of
there's a
it ties him to the puppet theater a bit more because he
mm,
has this thing with the puppeteer lady,
Tanzo.
and it kind of ties him to her a bit more, I guess. Like they have something to bond over other than his shield and his goose eggs.
Yeah.
Um, but I mean, yeah.
I want to bring up what you were saying earlier about cynicism, about like
Mm,
Dunk isn't a sort of dark, cynical character like so many others in
yeah,
Westerosi shows, and that there's always that fine line between nobility and chivalry and courage and honor, and then also like stupidity almost or naivety,
yeah.
and the
What's
sort of
it?
Dunk
Is it
kind of
bravery or is it stupidity kind of thing?
exactly, and I think Dunk straddles that line, especially in the end of episode 3. Right, we'll get onto that.
Yes.
But
Yeah.
yeah, I just think it's a really cool. I like the
It's a
link.
fun theme to go for as well, especially
Yeah.
in Westeros where it's so often cynical and like everyone's always playing their political games. It's fun to have a character who kind of doesn't care for that as much and who's more simple and focused on chivalry and
Mm.
being a good knight.
Just being a good guy, to be honest.
Yeah,
But you know what? He's not good at
flirting.
flirting. There's a scene
Poor
with
guy.
him and Tanzal where he's like telling her about the shield, even though he can't remember what he wants painted on it. And he's like, "Oh, you're not too tall for uh, and then Egg's like,
Oh yeah, for what?
puppets, for puppets. Egg saving the
Yeah,
day.
or yeah, again, more of their fun little relationship.
And in
'Cause
fact,
in
yeah. So go on.
I was gonna say, yeah, in episode 2, Egg gets some nice. I feel like it's not like a sudden jump, but I did feel like in episode 2, almost like the actor was more confident, I felt.
Mm.
Not like necessarily the character, I felt like in
I,
episode
I
2,
do
the
wonder if
actor
they
was more at home.
I do wonder if they filmed this
In
chronologically.
Yeah,
They
it'd be
probably
interesting
did.
if
They
they.
probably did.
Yeah, it would make sense because then it would be like they did actually form a bond, and then it comes through in the acting. Like,
Yeah, he's. I mean,
but
I think one of the moments where I like laughed out loud when I watched this solo, like the hardest I've laughed at like any Westeros show was what was the bit after this where Egg's looking to Dunk almost as like a father figure, like for advice. Like, oh, everyone says I'm puny, and Dunk's like, everyone says I'm stupid. He's like, what do you do when they call you stupid? And he just like
oh,
doesn't
yeah.
say anything,
He just, like, trails off, yeah.
what did they do? And he's like, it's not your business. And then Egg just looks around, live Egg reaction.
Yeah.
He just looks around like,
No,
what?
that was very funny.
Oh.
I think the 2 Dunk and Egg actors are brilliant, like, their chemistry is really good.
Couldn't have got luckier in terms of the casting of those two.
Yeah,
Because like, if one of them doesn't work, then the show doesn't work.
yeah,
And
I think
finding
that's
a
spot on.
child actor who isn't annoying is
Yeah,
crazy.
yeah, because Egg could have so easily been, like, whiny or, like,
Like this,
just too much,
yeah,
but
too
he's
precocious.
tuned. Yeah, he's tuned really well, and, like, his bickering with Dunk, works without being annoying, like, it's endearing and not, like, it doesn't
Yeah,
overstep that line ever, I don't think. Well, at least not so
and he
far.
does a great job of being a genuinely intelligent kid without it being annoying. And
Yes.
Dunk does a great job of having that kind of, no one's inside, no one's at home. When
Yeah, yeah,
he has those like
and
not vacant eyes, but very much kind of sweet, naive eyes, where he's like,
yes, and Egg being smart doesn't feel like the writers are talking through him.
he
Like,
doesn't. Mm,
it feels like it's believable that this kid has read a lot of books and has learned all these things, but doesn't necessarily know, like, more about the world. It's like he's read all these books. It doesn't feel like he knows all this stuff because the writers are telling him it.
he doesn't feel
It
like
feels like,
an
yeah,
adult, does he? He doesn't feel like
yeah, not
an
at all.
adult voice is speaking through a child awkwardly. And
Exactly.
sometimes that can work, like in Tarantino's Once Upon a Time in Hollywood. There's a little actress that Leo's character works with, and she talks in that kind of adult Tarantino style, but it works because that's kind of the joke.
Mhm.
But a lot of the time, yeah, kids are just written to sound. But like Egg here is like an actual kid. Like, yes, he is smart
Yeah,
and precocious, but he is also silly, or he is also immature. And it's like, yeah, this is a kid, and it's just a
yeah.
great dynamic. And they've, yeah,
It's really fun and enjoyable, and, like, it's clear that he knows these things, but doesn't know necessarily, like, how to apply them in the world or, like, what their, like, importance or relevance actually is,
Mm.
which, I mean, again, comes from him being part of that different group, is that he's educated in different things. Like, he's taught about the history and all the, like,
Yeah,
I guess their equivalent of, like, academic stuff, scholarly stuff, to be a good gentleman and a good noble,
no,
but
no,
it's not.
noble.
I
He
mean, what?
he's a stable boy.
Um,
He's a stable boy.
yeah, yeah, whereas Dunk is taught in the ways of living out in the wilds and shit like that, so they've got those different life experiences, and it never feels like either of them should know more or less than they do.
The bit in this episode where Duncan's like, "Oh, I could, maybe House Targaryen could employ me to be a household knight," and Egg just stares at him for a few seconds, and then goes, "Oh, they never hire you," and you would just immediately like, "Oh, he's so obviously a Targaryen." I was like, "What are you talking about, Alex?"
Yeah. Or
No, he's not.
how would he know. Yeah, I don't know. Um,
So I'm disturbing you with my muted coughing. I do apologize. You can
yeah,
hear it. No one else
um,
can. Um,
I'm going insane. I swear he's coughing, guys, trust me.
crazy person.
Um,
Right.
yeah.
Yeah, and then and that leads into the tug of war, of course, which
Mm,
again,
it's fun.
you could look into the symbolism of, Tyros versus Brathians, great houses vying for power over the other, etc. It's also just fun. It's just
Yes, it's
fun, earthy.
some of the lines in there are fun. It's like one of them's like, "Tug harder or I'll execute your firstborn,"
Yes,
or some
yes.
shit
I'll
like
kill
that.
your firstborn.
Brilliant. Yeah, it's great. Like that's some shit they would
It's
say.
like
Like,
dry your clammy hands. This isn't your sister's chambers or some shit. It's like,
yeah, yeah.
hey yo.
Like it's kind of fun to see them banter, given that they're all kind of pricks.
I
So
love
it's fun to see them take shots at each other.
I love Lionel just giving up halfway through to just get a drink.
Yep, Chad shit.
That's me going leaving early to grab some milk. I'm like, hold on, give me some Cravendale for a sec. I gotta recharge. What do you think about Lionel just spanking Dunk on the way back? How's that gaydar
It's like
looking?
I said.
How's it
It's like I
looking?
said. He's explored his options. Um,
Oh,
but yeah, I mean that's again, it's his character. Like it's fun, and also kind of shows how he views Dunk in a way. Like he's messing with him, and I don't know, you see him as a bit of entertainment, and also
yeah, like
helping
we
to
said, he's
help get him to help win the tug of war.
yeah, where
Uh,
like yeah, there is a friendly vibe, but is ultimately kind of like you're a weird, entertaining commoner. Come and oh, Hedge Knight, come and help me out. Where it's
yeah, like he does. It's not like he's talking to him before, and then they start the tug of war. He's like, "Oh, come with me." He goes up to explicitly like, "Help me win this."
well, what he
Um,
says exactly, actually, Alex, isn't help me win this. He says, "Will you heed my call to war?" A
yes,
noble saying that to a common hedge knight. Like I think there's something you
yeah,
could
yeah, that's true. Yeah,
get
that's
from
what
that.
Dunk's always wanted to hear. Really,
Yeah,
is a noble telling him to come fight for him.
yeah.
Except it's
I
the
do love
tug of
how
war.
Dunk doesn't even respond, and Lionel just goes, "Haha, good man." He's like he doesn't
Yeah,
even say
yeah.
anything. Um, but
I
yeah,
seem to remember Dunk being like starry eyed, like, "Whoa."
to be fair, every scene
Oh,
he's sort of
that's
star
true. That's
starring
true.
big baby. But yeah, he next up goes to get some armor from Steely Pate. Um,
Mm.
and
Who
Steely
doesn't
Pate
sell others? He doesn't sell other people's stuff.
he doesn't sell other people's stuff. He doesn't
Steely
sell
Pete only sells his own wares.
and he doesn't sell fancy stuff. He's like, I don't
No.
sell helmets shaped like foreign fruit. He's like, I just do simple, plain armor that will help you in a joust. And then to pay for it, of course, Dunk's like, I'm gonna have to sell me horse,
Mm,
me poor
which
horse,
is sad.
Sweetfoot.
But
Yeah, he's a horse girl.
yeah, it's a nice bit of commonality, I guess he's found with someone else in the camp who like prefers things simpler and
Mm. Well,
straightforward.
another commoner, a common blacksmith.
Yeah, and that as well, yeah. Who's and a common blacksmith who's not forging for the fancy. He's not forging for like he's not making that edgy ass fucking
Targaryen
black
armor.
mask.
He's not making
Yeah,
the Shadow the Hedgehog armor.
no, he's just making the armor for the middling nobles who can't afford that like extra level of stuff, but they can afford to buy themselves full tailored like gear, which again is fun.
That was another muted cough, guys. I'm sorry. That's why I went silent. Well, I don't know where this come from. Um, but yeah, how important that armor is going to be, we don't know because obviously episode 3 ends in a way that derails Dunk's plan somewhat.
Yeah.
But we'll get into predictions later. Yeah, he has a chat with Egg about the crabber, and at the end of the episode, it ends with watching the evening joust where there's like 5 rows and they're kind of going
Mm.
back and forth. And you were saying this is a bit weird, but this is meant to be sort of like the pre-show. This is like
Yeah,
the evening
which is
entertainment
fair.
before the proper one-on-one jousting. This is the top champions sort of showboating a bit. I think it's the
Yes,
idea.
which is that's fun. Like it's a fun little thing. And
I,
yeah, I think it is kind of made clear. I think I just missed it a bit that like this isn't the full joust. The full joust starts the next day.
yes,
Um,
not that we see
but
enough jousting in episode 3. That's one of my complaints actually.
yeah,
There's still
that's
not
true.
enough jousting in my jousting show. But it's so funny that Tully guy was up there where he had the Tully colors and he had a trout on his
Oh
chest and
yeah,
his
yeah.
cloak and he was holding a raw fish and he bit the head off and I was like, oh, who's that? And you were like, oh, is that a Lannister?
What
You
I
fucking
saw,
idiot.
I saw a different flag, and I was like, okay. I saw the red, and I was like, oh, who could it be? But I missed
Who's
the
holding
fish
this
somehow.
fish? Who's holding this fish? Is it a
Fuck
Lannister?
off. Yeah, I mean they live by the sea, right? They must eat loads of fish.
To be fair, yeah, Castle Rock is by the sea. Lannisport is by the
Yeah,
sea, so yeah. And
exactly.
we
See,
see
I
we
know
see
things.
Valar's armor where he's got the dragon on his chest and oh,
Mm.
loads of great armor here as well. Just like
Yes,
I
yeah,
know we've talked about the armor, but oh my god, it looks so good. The colors and
yeah. Costume design with color and fun. Please more.
Oh fuck! I forgot to mute myself this time. And
Ah, I
the
can't believe
episode
you.
ends with well, episode one ended on a more hopeful note, whereas this is a more sort of slightly darker but more determined note, right? Where
Yeah,
Dunks were kind of having a bit of a panic attack watching all this, both being like, "Oh my god, this is really fucking dangerous, and I have to do this," but at the same time is like thinking about his master just being this little man who was buried in the side of the road, and meanwhile you have all these glorious knights and lords who don't give a fuck and can't even remember his name, and he's just like, just the
yeah,
unfairness of all. And Dunk's like, the final line of the episode is, on the morrow I will show them what Arlen's hand has wrought. He's like, I'll show them.
yeah,
Let's
yeah.
go.
It's a fun. Yeah, it sets you up for the, I guess, disappoint. Well, not necessarily disappointment, but the subversion of episode 3, and also the fact that he doesn't even get to joust the next day,
Yeah.
which is again, it's part of his, like, he doesn't know the conventions, but Egg does.
Yeah.
So he's hyping himself up for no reason. Um,
Yeah, that is again just another thing that makes him feel so human is that he's just like vomiting in the morning from nerves
yes, yeah,
for no
because you
reason.
would.
And I think that's very much taken from, I don't know if it was in the script beforehand, but the actor on like a panel at some point said that like during one audition or at the end of one audition, he ran to the toilet and vomited. And he like apologized to Ira Parker, the writer, and Ira went, "No, that's great, that's great, that's exactly what Dunk would do." And I think they added it
Oh
into the
shit!
script because of that potentially, which is really fun. But
Damn. Yeah, it's a funny bit.
I really need to cough. Hold on a sec. I don't know where
You
this is
believe
coming
this
from.
guy?
I've been poisoned.
Yeah, he been slipped a suspiciously green drink with a skull and crossbones in it. Clearly,
Oh, you're not. Have I've been slipped a Westeros poison you could name maybe. Fake
no.
fan, you fake fan, you normie.
Oh fuck! Oh, like, I'm out of here.
I mean, if I drank something green, then that would probably be wildfire. You know?
Oh
Yeah,
yeah.
yeah. You don't want to drink wildfire. Jesus.
God. Oh, that'd be. I wonder if the Mad King ever got him to do that. He was just like, "Oh yeah, drink it."
How do you even
Probably
drink
right.
wildfire?
I don't
Oh
know.
no, he burned people over wildfire. He watched them cook, but he didn't. I don't
He's
think
mad.
anyone.
Surely he would have had some more fun with it.
That's true. I don't know if anyone's ever drunk wildfire though. It's not liquid. Anyway,
It's
episode three.
been anyway. Yeah,
Before we move on to episode 3, what were your overall thoughts on episode 2 then? Just
I
uh,
think it. Yeah, it really hits it. It starts to hit its stride. Episode 2, like
I
Dunk and Egg
yeah.
really start getting on. The banter's there. The relationship's there.
I thought that
Dunk's like
I thought like even
determination.
the dialogue was better, the acting was more
Yeah.
confident, the humor was more hit, whereas in the
Yes.
first one is more hit or miss. Um,
Yeah. I mean, the tone's established by the second episode, so you kind of you know the sort of thing to expect. Whereas episode 1,
big
because
old
it's like a Game of Thrones show, it's subverting your expectation because you don't know.
big
So
fat
whether that lands or not depends on the viewer. Whereas the second one, it's like, okay, I know what to expect, so the humor will land because I'm in the right brain for it.
big fat fucking cock at the beginning.
Yep.
Arlen.
Just
I
to
just had to
just to
get out my
remind you.
system. I kept trying to interrupt you, it didn't work. Greatest scene
Um,
in Game of Thrones history. All right, episode 3. Oh, wait, hold on. Do we have any more super chats? We have a super chat from Muad, not Muad'Dib, Muad Weeb. Very nice. Who says,
what do we?
official art of Aegon the Fourth even references Henry the Eighth. Oh, this goes back to the Aegon the Fourth discussion.
Yeah.
Sorry, guys. Sorry
Right.
for not.
You hearing talking about him, yeah, it's like George
Ooh.
went, "Oh, I've done some like other British War of the Roses. Oh, Henry VIII. Yeah, I'll just put that in
It
there."
would be fun to do a live stream, sort of comparing Targaryen kings to British.
Yeah, I
Well,
mean,
no,
I've got some.
not even a live stream. It could be a video. I should do a full-on video of that.
Ooh,
Ooh, or live stream because you're an
I'm a
historian.
an historian. I can talk about that.
Hmm.
I mean, yeah, it's having Henry VIII in there. Like he's the guy of British history for a reason.
He also
Like,
Henry VIII also inspired Maegor the Cruel. To be fair, because Maegor has 6 wives, it's a bit more of a
oh,
blatant. Yeah,
oh yeah,
yeah. Anyway, let me change the slide to episode 3, and this is the latest one that's been out, and we watched all 3 together. This one's called The Squire. It starts with Egg waking up and training the horse Thunder, basically having the horse run up. Well, not yeah, having the horse run up and down and sort of chasing after it with a joust and like, bracing himself for the jousting to be like, here's the spear, Dunk, there you
Yeah.
go, giving him. Um,
The bit with the horse nodding. Fucking there's what's that gif where it's like the horse of encouragement or some shit, where it's just like the horse nodding. That I mean, yeah, it's fun,
like you couldn't
it's
get away
cute.
with that in Game of Thrones or House of the Dragon.
No,
Like a
no,
character
people would
being
be like,
like,
"Oh my god, this is unacceptable." But in this, it's like, it's funny as shit.
it's like, what has he said exactly? Something about like, oh, I don't think horses are dumb, and the horse just starts nodding like, yes, you are very,
Yes, I'm very clever.
you are a very smart boy.
Yeah, I think again, I mean, the making the horses into characters really works
Yeah,
because they're such important it's a joust, like, you've gotta have a good relationship with your horse,
exactly.
and Dunk being a hedge knight, of course he talks to them, he's a horse girl, he loves them.
And
So, having them be actual characters who you can almost hear talking through their blank stares to camera and then
and
nodding,
shitting.
really and shitting, it really works to make them, like, make you care about them as well, not just the characters.
And we know that horses are at risk as well because obviously our horse is
Oh, yeah.
slain this episode, so it gives you that extra level of like you want
Mm,
Dunk to be safe, you want his horses to be safe. One's already been sold off. Is he gonna win it back?
yeah.
Like,
It's not just like, "Oh, Jon Snow rides his horse into battle, and, oh, it's dead. Oh, never mind." It's like,
oh,
there are consequences here for Dunk because these horses are, like probably most of his material wealth is in these horses.
yes,
Like, these are his life. If he doesn't have his horse, he's not a knight, and he's definitely not a hedge knight,
yeah.
because he's gotta walk everywhere. So, making them be at threat not only because of their connection to Dunk, but as characters is a nice touch.
But I mean, we do see a knight doing some walking of his own barefoot towards Egg. Do you like that segue? So Rob,
Yeah,
so
smooth.
Robin Risling, who's
The maddest knight in the Seven Kingdoms, as
with
Egg says.
with an eye patch, lovely Egg impression.
Yeah.
I didn't know he was a Monty Python character.
Well, yeah, well, close enough.
And he's like holding a cane and he's just fully barefoot and he's just staring like, whose horse is that? And he's like, what happened to your hair? And Egg says, what happened to your eye? And we get a quick flashback of like just him like losing his eye in a joust,
Mm,
which is commented upon in the novella. Like when Robin Risling, he doesn't talk to Egg, but he does joust, and Egg tells Dunk, "Oh yeah, that's Robin Risling. He lost his eye jousting, I think." Um,
mm.
and he's just a kind of a crazy person, I guess. Like he doesn't really have a personality in the novella. He's just like a guy who jousts. But in this, again, to flesh out the world, he's full on. He's just full on like.
Shows up. He's like, "Hey, what's up? Whose horse is that? What the fuck?"
And he like invokes the name of the warrior. Like he's like
Yes,
he
he
like
says he is the vessel of the warrior.
yeah,
It's
madness.
fun.
Madness, something is madness delivered. I forgot what he said, and he keeps I don't
Mm,
know if you picked up on this. He keeps referring to himself as we. He keeps being like,
I mean,
we.
it's him and the warrior, I assume.
Yes. Oh. I didn't pick
Like,
up on that.
it's the 2 of them in 1, maybe. That's what I'm thinking.
Oh, that's
Like, he's the vessel,
fire. You know
and
what?
then the
Quinn and I didn't even bring that up in our live stream.
oh, shit.
Let's go. Yeah, when you're
Big
right.
well,
When
there you
he,
go.
I thought him saying "we" was just a kind of to emphasize that he's a bit mad. But yeah, no, I think he's viewing it as
Oh, it's
him and the warrior are one.
mm,
Oh,
that's what I'm saying.
oh, you're not
Yeah, I should have
fucking.
paid the big bucks here.
You're not
I'm
dumb
not fucking
after all.
around.
Nah.
Yeah, I know. It's surprising, isn't it?
But
Um,
yeah, we have a bit more. Unless you have anything more to say about Robin.
I mean, it was a bit like, I don't know, but for this show, I don't really care. Like, it makes it's like, didn't drag me out of it in any way. It
Oh, what were you
was
saying?
like,
What were you
cool.
saying? Sorry, it's a bit what? It was a
Oh,
bit.
it's not like unbelievable, or it didn't
Mm.
drag me out of it that he just shows up.
Oh yeah, yeah.
Um,
It wasn't like it didn't come across as too random to you that he just rocks up and
no,
has a character moment
because
and
I
he's like,
mean,
"Bye."
also because it's quite misty and like
Mm.
it kind of works for the scene. I didn't think it was
Yeah,
particularly weird, and I think it's definitely more effective than Egg seeing him just be like, "Oh, that guy lost an eye in a joust."
yeah.
So, oh, that's what I was gonna say. Reminder, it's a reminder of the dangers. One, like
Mm.
even if you're armored up, you can still like lose your eye and shit.
Yeah, especially if
And
you're not like a
two,
super high-ranking lord.
yes, yeah. It also made me want to talk about history stuff and Henry II of France getting done in at his jousts
Ooh.
and his own fun. Here's a fun history fact: Henry II of France at a joust, he didn't die, but he got like a lance. I don't know, he got impaled by a lance by the captain of his guard,
Oh,
who was riding against him.
I
That's some
mean,
fucking bad luck.
he's good at hiring. You can't take that away from
Yeah, that's true. Yeah, he
him.
hires good
he
jousters,
has
clearly.
he hires the best people. Um,
But anyway, yeah, I thought that's like some more fun world building stuff.
Good stuff. Yeah, and then of course we move on to Dunk and Egg. Well, Dunk starts off being a bit moody because I think he's just basically stressed. And he's
Yes.
sad about Arlen, and he's still grieving throughout this whole thing. Like, I
Yeah.
don't know if you noticed, but episode 1 is basically takes place over the course of like a day,
Yeah,
and
it's like
episode
the
2
afternoon.
also takes place over the course of a day. They wake up in the morning, they go to bed at night. Like each episode is a day.
Which
Um,
I like.
he's still grieving, bro. Um,
Yeah.
and then he realizes he's being harsh. Especially after saying, "You can eat my fist if you if you don't shut the fuck up."
Yeah.
And
Yeah,
then
it's a bit of Arlen coming through there.
yeah, you can see Arlen's influence, but like,
Yes.
despite threatening Egg a lot, he hasn't actually done what Arlen did. He hasn't actually hit Egg
Yeah.
yet in any way. But yeah, you see them sewing and grooming the horse together, and just general
Mm.
bonding that to me doesn't feel forced at all. It's just sort of like
Yeah.
it's just nice.
Yeah. It's more wholesome shit in a Game of Thrones show. Crazy. But
I
yeah,
know, right?
no, it doesn't feel forced in the slightest. It makes sense, and especially after, Dunk lashing out, it makes sense that he's like, "Okay, I'll teach you how to sew. We can do some shit." And again, it's like what I was saying earlier with Egg being like book smart and educated as a noble, but he doesn't know how to sew patches onto his clothes. Which
Yeah.
if he was a peasant, he probably would know because he'd need to do that quite a lot. So it shows again the difference in background and how Doug does know some things about living in the wilderness and taking
Mm.
care of himself that Egg doesn't because one, he's a kid, but also he doesn't have that education.
Yeah. Do you? Well, I'm just gonna have some water right now because I don't know what's going on with my throat.
Fair. I've just run out of my water. What a shame.
It's getting like itchy. You know when it's kind of itchy and dusty almost.
Oh,
Excuse me.
drink
Anyway,
some shit.
do you want to hear the lyrics for the little song "Egg Sings in the Tree"?
Oh, yeah,
I'm
I
not.
thought it was a clever little
I'm not
song.
gonna sing it, but
You
I'll say the lyrics.
Lord bless us with your singing voice.
It's a fun song and it's also a bit of a lore thing as well. So
Mm,
no singing, but Prince Baelor was the firstborn. Prince Maekar sprang out last. Daemon was the bastard, so they kicked his bastard. Grass is green in summer, green grass I adore, but grass is red all over. When you kill a rebel, horses die in battle. This battle was the front. Blackfire's not a trueborn. He came from the wrong country, was in peril. The anvil was a rock. The hammer smashed the bastard with his giant veiny host of Dornish spearmen.
yep.
Bars, bars.
Uh, and again, it's a lore thing, but it's also like, who did he learn that from? Like,
Hmm.
it's a bit of I don't know, because he's not from nowhere, and obviously he's like,
Yeah, he's
oh,
from the
he's not
stable.
Targaryen. No, yeah, he's from the stables.
I
But
didn't
it's
know what.
like,
When you were initially like, oh, obviously he's Targaryen. I just didn't know what to say. I was just sitting there like,
yeah, I mean, it is
hmm?
kind of obvious. We'll get onto it.
For you, I
But
mean,
for me, yeah, I suppose, yeah,
I do,
I'm
I do wonder if anyone was
yeah, true normies who
actually like
don't know
surprised.
anything at all. Yeah, I don't know. Maybe I don't know, get my dad to watch it or something, see what he has to say about it. But I don't know. Yeah, for me, I was like, okay, this guy's a Targaryen. I wasn't amazingly surprised, but in terms of like the song, I don't know. It gives you an idea of I don't know if it gives you an idea of Egg as a character, but you know, he knows some. He's not all
Yeah.
like he's a kid, and he sings slightly like songs that are maybe slightly too rude, even if he doesn't
Mm.
say them.
And I
Like,
guess
uh,
I had a
does he know?
I
Fucking
does he know? Uh, I
does
had
he know?
I had a bit of a critique of Egg in the first couple of episodes, which is I wasn't a huge fan of the scenes when he
Okay.
was swearing because it came across as a bit too kind of the cliche. Oh, he's a little kid, but he's being sweary and adult. Isn't that funny? Haha, kid
Mhm.
swearing. And I just thought it was like I don't think the character needed it. But then it was pointed out to me that like as I imagine you now know, he's Makar's son, and Makar is very fucking sweary and like grumpy, and
Yes.
like you can see that he would have like taken it from his dad. So
Yeah,
I'm like,
he's kind of
okay,
mini
okay,
maker,
okay, yeah, mini
and
maker.
also he
N-
spent some time, even if it's not much time, he was, like, at that inn by himself, or not maybe
yes,
not by himself, but pretty much, or, like, he spent some time a around, you know, commoners as well, and I guess they're a bit looser, I don't know, looser with their tongues,
loose with their
um,
tongues.
and also, I guess he's kind of rebelling in a way, like,
Oh yeah,
he's
this is
not.
the ultimate like
Yeah, he's rebelling,
rebelling
yeah,
against
he
your
says.
parents. Y-
Yeah, he says later, his brother says like, "Oh, what do you do to your hair?" It's like he's rebelling against the idea of him being a prince and stuff. So him being foul-mouthed, even though
Yeah,
he's not too bad. I didn't really pick up on it as being like he's swearing too much or
nah.
anything.
To be fair, he doesn't
But
really.
yeah, but the bits where he does is like it makes sense for him as a character to do that. It's
Fair
not just
play.
like the writers being like, "Oh, how can we make the show a bit more edgy and gritty? Oh, make the kids swear." Like it
He's
makes sense.
he's enjoying LARPing as
Yeah,
a peasant. Like he's cosplaying a commoner, and
exactly.
having that bacon and egg sandwich under the
Or
that looked good.
dunks,
Have yeah,
the
eating sorry,
Dunkwich.
the bacon and egg dunkwich. Oh, beautiful.
Yeah, no, that did look good, I gotta say.
The goose
Made me
eggs.
hungry.
More
Yeah.
more game from Dunk when Tanzel walks past and he just says like
Oh,
he's like goose
I
eggs.
mean,
uh,
yeah.
yeah.
Hashtag relatable.
Me when I talk to femoids.
Oh, oh.
Guess what?
Um,
Plumber. Plumber appears. Oh wait, no, sorry.
yes.
There's a bit of jousting first. Oh no, there's more jousting later. Plumber appears and gives him an offer. We kind of talked about this a bit, but
Yeah.
Plumber rocks up and he's like, "Hey, listen, Lord Ashford has lots of debt. Uh, you go up against his son. His son will throw the match, and then we'll bet on it, and the odds will be against you. So we'll make a load of money, and then he can pay off his debts." And Dunk's like, "Oh, but that's not honourable. That's not genuine." And then Plumber's like, "Yeah, but you get to win and you get the glory." And initially, Dunk says no, and then Plumber pushes it, and then Dunk kind of doesn't respond, and then sort of tries to ignore him, but it's kind of in the air as to whether he's thinking about it, whether
Mm,
he'd do it. This isn't in the novella, and I don't
okay.
quite get the purpose of it because by the end of episode 3, the story has changed in a way where that's kind of irrelevant now. And
Mm.
is it just like a red herring
I
to
feel like,
because like
it's I don't necessarily think it's like, will he take it or not? I think it's more of like presenting to Dunk like uh, the idea that he could take this and have,
mm,
like, he's a hedge knight, he could take this and
yeah,
have money. It's posing him like, does he really want, is he just in this for the honor of, is he gonna do it the honorable way and the knightly way? Or is he gonna do it like the way of, oh, okay, I'll win what I can out of this
but if we
to up better my standing. And it's kind of a, I don't think it's like a genuine will he, won't he kind of thing.
ah
Maybe because the story does change. I
mm,
think it's more of like a, to make, maybe
to
to make the audience think and to like make the characters think. It's
to
like,
make Dunk think,
should what? Yeah, to make him think. I mean, it does.
and also to just
What
generally
path should he take?
and to add to the overall theme of the episode of like
Mm,
the dirtiness of knighthood, where like
yes.
it's not what Dunk imagined it to be, where you have Arian just being a complete cheat and Plumber being
Mm,
like, "Hey, this knight's gonna deliberately lose to make money," and it just
yes.
Dunk doesn't see it that way. Dunk's like, "Huh? That's not what a knight is."
Yeah, it's raining on his fantasies a bit of the honorable knights, um, which who maybe we'll see if it'll affect his, how
Uh,
he views Mister, his old sir,
Mr.
um,
Arlen, Mr.
Arlen.
Tree
Yeah,
Trunk,
Pennytree.
big swinging tree
Um,
trunk.
yeah, maybe
Mm.
not Pennytree, maybe it's Pound Tree.
Oh,
Uh, bars.
bars.
But yeah, it's kind of, it's more of like a, how should this hedge knight approach this, kind of thing.
And as
Which,
I
I mean, it's kind of a theme of Game of Thrones as well, of like pride and honor.
and
I mean, back to
and
fucking Ned. So
yeah, and knighthood and what it means to be a
mm,
knight is about the title or about your actions, etc., etc.
yeah,
Um, but yeah, another, as I said, another example of the sullying of knighthood. We have Arian coming out in his armor. We talk about how great the armor is,
edgy
the
bastard. I was gonna
spiky
say about
armor with
Plumber as
the.
well.
Oh yeah, sorry, go.
Before we move on, I was gonna say about Plumber, it's not. Originally, I kind of thought it was like he was in debt or like his house, whatever. But obviously, it makes sense. He's with the Ashfords. Again, a bit more like info and depth on the middling houses
Mm.
and how life is for them, and they want to fix things to try and get their debts cleared, and again, a bit more dirty nobility and
I don't
um,
I don't actually know if Plummer himself is a noble. I think he might be.
I mean, he probably works for. I
Yeah,
imagine
yeah, yeah,
he's
yeah.
like the clerk of the Ashfords.
Yeah, essentially.
Like he's within their household, so he's kind of
Yeah,
yeah. He has to work for his master's betterment or whatever.
yeah.
So it makes sense. But yeah, I thought that was kind of a nice touch, especially because of how arrogant he is to start with, or like
Yes.
how disrespectful he is, and then later on he's like, "Oh yeah, we're in loads of debt." So it's like, you know, a bit of
Yeah,
contrast, a bit of contradiction there of how
yeah.
they view they like pose themselves to others versus how their situation actually is. Um, that's a nice touch. But yeah, Aryan
And
fucking
Arian
Shadow.
nicely touched that horse with his lance. Oh, oh,
Oh,
I'm the master of
mean bastard.
segues. Master of but yeah, Arian Brightflame, he's actually is dressed more ostentatiously in the books because he's described as wearing like a swirl of yellow, orange, and red. Like those are his colors. And his
Oh,
sigil, his coat of arms, his personal coat of arms, is the Targaryen dragon, but like one head of it's a three-headed dragon. One head is
yes.
yellow, one is orange, one is
Oh,
red.
sure.
Like he's called Bright Flame because he wears these bright,
Makes
fire
sense.
colors. In the
Yeah,
show,
yeah,
the
yeah.
focus is more on red and black for him, his style, which is just
Mm,
traditional Targaryen colors. But
yes.
I love the. I think this is the first time we've seen a helmet that's designed like like the face, the visor is a face.
Yes.
He's wearing a mask, which is happens quite a few times in the books. Like the Bolton, like Ramsay Bolton has a helmet that's designed to look like a screaming flayed man, like it's a pink helmet, which is just a cool concept. And it's just so cool seeing like, well, first off, it's covering his face. Imagine a helmet covering your
Oh,
fucking
yeah.
neck and your face in battle. It could never be Game of Thrones.
Fun.
Um, but yeah, just the armor's so and the spikiness and the red cloak.
I suppose it's to put my literary analysis hat on.
Oh,
I suppose it's thematic as well for him, for the like edgy dickhead teenager to be wearing a mask that
ooh,
like covers his face. Like he's being, I don't know, he's puffing himself up. Literally, he's pretending to be
yeah.
more. I don't know.
Performative
Not
masculinity.
in a way, I suppose, but also like in just that he's projecting himself as this
Yes.
cool like knight with the black face mask
And
and
arguably not just projecting himself, but his house. Because like I said, the
yes,
Targaryens are
yeah,
not in a strong place at this point. Like they're going to a bannerman of House Tyrell to watch a joust, and it's like
yeah,
they would never have done that when they had dragons. Like, but they're trying to
mm,
make more contacts and be more like, hey, we respect you, our vassals.
yeah,
Um,
and like
doing
put
classic
themselves
medieval
out
king
there.
shit. Yeah, actually traveling, doing what was it called when like a king would travel through the whole country? What was that called? Like a what's her name?
I don't. It's like a tour or
Yeah,
something. It's
yeah.
not
It's like,
quite it, but yeah, I know what you
and
mean.
it's almost like Aaron's like not just im- projecting personal power, but just a kind of that's right. I'm a Targaryen. Remember who we are. I've got the spiky
Yes,
armor. I'm wearing the terrifying mask, and like I'm winning this joust. I'm killing this horse. Fuck you. Remember who your betters are, kind of thing. Um,
yeah. He
which,
he represents definitely like the older wing of things,
but
where
then
it's
you
like
contrast that with Baelor watching the audience who's just like cringing.
yes, yeah. I mean,
You just posted cringe,
yeah. My face when
nephew.
my nephew does some cringe shit.
You're
Um,
going in the cringe compilation tome in the Citadel.
sorry, Arian, you're going in the cringe compilation.
No.
In the Targaryen cringe compilation. Man, that must be a long one.
Oh my god.
Um,
It's a scroll just keeps unraveling as you open
yeah, it's the height of the Citadel.
it. It's
Top
like-
to bottom, you got the cringe compilation. Um, but yeah, I mean, yeah, it's a fun contrast between like, I mean, because Mako, he's not like or Makar, he's not like evil. He's just a bit like cynical, like he doesn't care.
He's just
Whereas
sort of a grumpy, bitter younger brother, basically.
yeah, whereas Arian's like an asshole.
Yeah.
He's straight up sadistic. which again Targaryens. But
And of course, the horse is put out of its misery.
no, poor horsey.
Breaston horse, and the person he was riding against, Sir Humphrey Harding. Earlier we see there's like a quick shot. It's like only a couple of seconds of two knights like slamming into each other, and they both go flying. Do you remember that?
Vaguely.
And one of them is Humphrey Harding, and the other is Humphrey Beesbury. It's two
Back at
Humphreys.
the Humphreys.
Humphrey Bowl. Get hype.
Yeah.
But yeah, that was Humphrey Harding who has just had his leg crushed.
Ooh, ouch.
If I,
Yeah, I like.
sorry, I was gonna say, as a non-book reader, if I was like, there's a character who might end up being one of the most important characters in The Winds of Winter called Harold Harding, would you believe me?
Yes, because I've heard that name thrown around
Oh,
lately. So,
ah. Alex has
um,
read the books. Alex has read the books.
like I have time for that.
You're a fraud
Um, yeah, I'm a liar and a fraud and a cheat, and I've swindled you all.
and a
Um,
whore. Sorry, go on.
whoa. Whore for the whore. I'm a night whore. Um,
Mm.
anyway, what was I saying?
Well, you say. Sorry, I interrupted you
Oh,
with
fucking.
bullshit as usual.
Oh fuck, what was I gonna say? Oh yeah, I like how Dunk being naive, being like, he's too low, he's gonna miss.
Yeah,
Like,
and
come
then,
on, man.
and then later when
Um,
he's bantering with Raymond, they're laughing together. He's like, "Oh yeah, my squire thought he deliberately hit him," haha, and Raymond just stares at
oh
him like,
yeah,
"Bruh, what do you
yeah,
mean?" Obviously, that was
um,
intentional.
yes. Which I mean, it saves his poor horse girl mind from the idea that someone would purposefully kill the
No
horse.
one would deliberately.
No one could ever hurt a
And of course,
horse.
it is just blatant cheating, but bit of a
Yeah.
contrast with House of the Dragon, right? Where Damon's like being
Yes.
a complete bitch in the jousting, and everyone's like, "Yay, Damon!" And then in this, Arian does it, and like a mini, not a riot, but like a large chunk of the mob
Yeah, I mean,
gets
they
angry.
throw stones at him and
Yeah,
shit.
that's what happens when you
Um,
don't own any fucking dragons. You don't own
yes.
flying nukes.
Yeah, when it's Damon with his fucking Caraxes, and they're
Woo!
like, "Oh shit, he's got the long neck dragon. We got bees. Yeah, Damon.
Yeah, the throat
Yeah."
goat,
Where they say they're just like, "What the fuck, petulant kid being a dick, gonna throw stones at him."
the bloodworm.
Which,
What would
yeah.
Arian name his dragon if he had a dragon?
Oh god, it would have been a Joffrey type situation.
Well, it's like what
It would
a
have been like
widow's
Widow's
whale.
Wail.
Yeah,
It
widow's
would have been
whale.
some shit like that. Would have been like, I don't fucking know, like
Orphan's
Blood
woe.
Drinker.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Uh,
Flame of Death, some shit like that.
Orphan's woe goes hard. I just made that up on the spot.
Is that your
Hmm.
sword?
Yeah, actually, there is an orphan maker sword in the books,
Yeah, that
which
makes
is
sense.
also edgy as fuck.
That's a yeah. You know, chop up a big book with it. Is that the most that sword ever gets used? I think it
Pro-
is, right?
Probably.
Widow's Wail. You just chop up a book, and
Yeah.
that's a. But yeah,
What am I
anyways,
looking for?
yeah, Edgelord Arian.
Edge Lord Arian.
But yeah, I mean, he's a fun. Given that, like, there's no, like, he's the villain because who else is the villain gonna be? Like, it's a jousting tournament, so unless you want to go like full like sports TV, where it's like, oh, it's my rival because it's like my sport rival. I don't know. Like, you've got to have someone there to actively root against. That's because there's no like political stakes here. Well, not for Dunk. It's not like, oh
Yeah,
shit, he's
you're like,
gonna kill my son and my house is gonna be in ruins. It's
yeah,
just like, okay, we need someone who's the antithesis of Dunk, who he can kind of go up
yeah.
against. So someone who cheats, who
It's a classic,
isn't a good knight. Yeah.
George R. R. Martin arsehole prince character. Kind of like a bit of
Yes.
Joffrey, a bit of Viserys from Game of Thrones,
Mm.
season one, but a lot more reserved, less kind of
Yes.
outwardly crazy, and more just kind of like banality of evil.
Yeah.
Just kind of like, yeah, I do what I want.
Exactly. Like he's not like, wow, I'm going to kill you. He's just more like, oh yeah, I'm gonna break this guy's fingers. Or like,
was
oh yeah, I just killed that guy's horse, whatever.
was that your audition for Arian?
Yeah, they should have hired
Ha
me.
ha ha! Ha, I'm gonna kill you.
Ha ha ha.
You can't stop me, Dunk.
Maybe for the like Monty Python version, I don't know. Uh, but
They should
that's
make like
it.
a modern remake of Dunk and Egg, and you can play Dunk, but you're watching Formula One.
Fucking what Dunk's like he's a no-name Formula 3 driver who rocks up like, "Yeah, I'm gonna win."
What would be the
In that
equivalent
case,
of Arian
he'd be
killing a
like,
horse?
"Oh, that'd be like fucking
Puncturing
ramming
a
someone off the
tire.
road."
They'll be like leaning out the car and
Maybe.
like stabbing a tire.
So feasible. Dunk actually, no, Dunk's not an F Dunk's the equivalent of a NASCAR driver
Ooh,
going to F1 and being like, "Yeah, okay, I can do
I
this."
have no idea what that means, but it sounded cool.
You know, they drive the Americans, they go around in circles and they're,
And they
you
call
know,
us, and they call.
NASCAR?
Wait, isn't that? Oh, Formula One is they drive in circles.
Yeah, but NASCAR's literally just an oval. Like, they go round in an oval. They turn left for, like, 2
Oh,
hours.
oh,
Anyway,
What's Formula One? Is that not an oval?
they've got left and right turns. They're, like,
Oh
more complicated.
shit! I didn't know that. I
Mm.
thought it was just a big old circle.
No, no, that's NASCAR. Anyway,
Oh, anyway,
we're getting
anyway,
off topic.
there's a song. There's a fun song. After this scene, we go back, of course, to the Baratheons. Well, the Stormlanders. We have Lionel, and we also have Stefan in the back, and we have Manfred Dondarrion, and they're all singing. You know what they're singing? You know what they're singing, Alex?
Three-fingered Alex. I mean,
Three.
what?
Honestly, I have the lyrics up here. I'm just gonna replace Alice with Alex.
Okay.
Oh,
Hold on,
Alex
man.
was a special lass, born bereft a thumb. Lost a digit tending flock, now feeling awfully glum. Oh, Alex with 3 fingers, a copper in a glass. Had 2 fingers less than most, she'll shove them up your ass. Hey,
It's a shame you missed the Grammys, mate.
I was there.
Like, oh, you were, yeah, for this. They're like, "Shit,
Yeah. No, it
Devil's
was
Haven up,
it
bro."
was supposed to be me, but they got this random nobody called Tyler the Creator, and I was
Yeah.
like, oh,
And
whatever, fine.
you're like, "Oh, I couldn't make it, guys. Sorry."
I was a background dancer behind Tyler.
Oh, yeah, of course. Yeah, yeah, yeah.
White boys mocking this shit. You're mad at me. You can suck my dick. Anyway, so what did you think?
Why weren't you the entertainment of
I
the
know,
fucking
I
the
know,
tent? Come
I
on.
know, right?
No, anyway. Yeah, no, that was fun.
CT changed like the fit got dirty. Oh, buzz. Anyway, what did you think of the song, the 3-fingered Alice song, and the strangely philosophical conversation that Egg
I
sparks afterwards?
I think the strangely philosophical song makes it, because the song otherwise is like, I feel like we've heard all of those. Like,
Yeah,
and
another
the fucking
lewd. Yeah.
Ed Sheeran singing, and like they've had
Oh yeah, no.
just to remind you all of the lowest point.
I was like, "What are you talking about?" And I was like, "Oh, no, yeah, no." Ed Sheeran was
Yeah, that
literally,
happened.
yeah, no, that was a thing.
But like, so this it's like it's not like there hasn't been lewd songs in Game of Thrones before, but I think the way they interact with it afterwards and they have like a really deep conversation about, oh, maybe Alice is hope. I think that makes the song and it makes the
Yeah,
scene because again,
yeah.
it's a bit of expectation subversion.
When I first watched it, I was like, "Oh, the whole kind of first off edgy lewd song, getting a bit bored now. It's
Yeah,
it's beginning to feel a bit too kind of hee how many swear words and sexual things can we throw in this?" Which is ironic because that's coming from me, and every other
yes,
sentence I say is a lewd remark designed to make people uncomfortable. But 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 and then the conversation afterwards of like trying to make it, I was like, oh, this isn't landing for me. But watching it a couple more times, I'm like, no, like it's interesting, and it clearly is kind of tongue in cheek, like clearly,
yeah.
especially with
Or
Dunk
maybe
being.
maybe for Egg it's like tongue in cheek, but Dunk's like he's fully on there.
I don't know. I don't think it's tongue in cheek for A. I think Egg's being fully
Oh, you mean like,
serious
yeah, for
for
the
the
show.
audience,
Yeah,
that
for the audience.
yeah,
Yeah,
the kids like reading a lot into it, but it still kind of means something to Dunk. Just the idea of like,
yeah.
that Alice means how Alice could be anyone, and it's like, your deeds written in song forever, and
I
it's
mean,
just it's always sort of all linked
yeah,
to this idea of Dunk wanting to be someone, wanting to be somebody.
yeah. And I mean, again, it's more like outsiders interacting with the lordly culture of lewd songs, and then they're just like, oh, maybe there's some kind of meaning to this.
I
Um,
I fucking love sea shanties. I need to. It's been a while since I've been in a group of people singing a sea shanty because it's such a dopamine hit. It's such just like help me, Bob, I'm bully in the alley, fucking shit. Like let's go. We need to
fucking
sing some.
Assassin's Creed 4, bro,
You better believe it. That's where I
hitting
fell
that
in.
shit.
That's where I fell in love with.
I heard that. I've heard that so many fucking times sailing on the sea.
Oh, a poor old man
Man.
came riding by, and we say so, 'cause we know so. Da, da, da.
Oh god. Get flashbacks. It's just, I can hear the
Said I, old
waves.
man, your horse will die, and I say so, 'cause I know so. And if he dies, we'll
Anyway,
tan his hide. Oh, someone said,
sorry,
when
cut
did
you off.
someone in the chat said, when did Quinn the GM turn British?
Oh shit. Yeah,
Yeah.
I'm actually Quinn. I'm actually Quinn. Sorry guys. I'm gonna do a Scooby Doo reveal. Whip the mask off. I don't know what Quinn sounds like though, so I can't do the impression.
Rip off the mask. I'm
I
sorry.
wouldn't have gotten away with it, wasn't you meddling kids?
Like a
Anyway,
scoop.
shit.
Right, what the fuck are we doing?
He's got the stoner in his dog. Yeah, fucking.
At
What
any
we
point
saying?
of this conversation, have you kind of forgotten that we're streaming? Because I have, and I'm
Kind of.
running. I have, and I'm running the stream.
That's
That
crazy.
is crazy.
Good, bodes well. What the fuck were we saying before?
You were like throwing out some slurs and shit, and I was like, "Yo, don't say that."
Oh yeah, I'm getting you demonetized.
We were talking about the song and what came after,
Oh
and
yeah,
I love a good shanty. That's it. We were singing shanties.
that's
I
what
was
we were
singing shanties.
saying.
You weren't singing shanties. You were being boring.
Yeah, I
Sally
think
is a
I
girl
am
who
boring.
I love dearly. Way, hey. Anyway, and then they come across a prophesizing woman, a Scottish
Mm.
woman, who's. Tell me what you think of these prophecies, Alex, because she says to
Well,
Dunk, "You will find great happiness, and you'll be richer than a Lannister," which is the most
sounds pretty
like
standard. Yeah,
horoscope in a newspaper.
yeah, yeah.
and
You'll
she,
be happy and rich.
and
Nice.
she turns
Okay.
to Egg and says, "You'll be king. You'll die in a fire. Worms will feast on your ashes, and all who know you will rejoice in your dying."
See, unfortunately, that reminded me that I have actually watched some lore videos,
Ooh,
um,
Fantasy Haven.
and I do know something about a little place called Summerhall.
Guh.
Um,
What's Summerhall?
yeah. Well, it's the place Egg was born. Nothing else. He's from Summerhall. Like, come on.
Oh, good point.
I'm sure nothing will happen there later related to dragons.
Hmm.
Um,
Interesting. Someone
so
called. Sorry, go.
what are you saying? Oh, it's just it reminded me that latent memories of YouTube watching. Um,
Alt Shift X, right? Old school Alt Shift X.
probably from when I was watching Game of Thrones the first time, and I was like, I need to know some things.
If I'd
Um,
started my channel during Game of Thrones, I'd probably have like 1 million subs right now. I chose the worst time to get into a Song of Ice and Fire content creation after season 8 had ended. What was I thinking? Not
yeah, I mean,
yeah,
you got Hot D at
I
least,
did hot.
and you got
Yeah,
this now.
where would I be without hot
So
D?
fucked.
Buy a hot D, because I'd actually be going outside and talking to people.
Real and true.
Real.
Um,
Someone said in the chat.
yeah,
Longshank said in the chat, the actress, and I actually know this. The actress who plays the fortune teller was also the same actress as the innkeeper from episode 1,
well, that's crazy.
which
I
I
suppose. I mean, she
isn't.
had a big thing on, and was you could really
Yes.
see her.
They're like
So
that's not like it's a twist, it's a spoiler. Like no, I think it's just reusing like for budget,
yeah,
which is really weird, but
makes sense.
yeah,
I
why
mean,
not?
I can tell. Like,
I couldn't
and
tell the
if
first
it is
time.
the same woman, then that just makes it funny. Then it's like this woman who's an innkeeper, like moonlights as a fortune
Yeah.
teller
Yeah, just
who sees the same
grinding.
people for the other day, and she's like, I'm gonna troll these
I
guys.
mean, you know what the price of goose eggs are. Sometimes in this economy,
Yeah.
you need two
Oh,
jobs.
you've reminded me. I wanted to say something about that because if that joke had been about like that joke is too meta. I think
Can I
like the
just
price of eggs.
yeah, the inn keeps saying I've never known a joust to change the price of eggs in terms of why her
If she
daughter's
just
so
said
excited.
grain, if she just said grain, I would have been like, okay, yeah, that's fine. But specifically the price of eggs, I was like, oh yeah, I'm. This is the world exists. Damn it.
Okay,
Yeah.
well, can I burst your bubble? I've just gone on to
Yes.
Search of Ice and Fire. The Hedge Knight short story came out in 1998, and
Oh, is it
there is
from?
a line: "Knights are built the same as other men, and I never knew a joust to change the price of eggs."
Well, you
Boom!
learn
Suck
something
it,
every
you fucking
day.
bitch. What are you gonna do?
Okay.
So-
Anyway, I mean,
Pipe down.
I guess it's maybe it's a me problem. It might be a me problem. Um, for being, I don't know.
Terminally online.
Yeah. Um, but and I
Yeah, no, fair
suppose
enough, fair enough.
yeah, I don't know. It's not. It's again. It's not the worst thing in the world. Like it's one throwaway line that I literally forgot to mention, so it
Mm,
couldn't have been that bad. Um, but anyway, yeah, the prophecies. Yeah, I mean, again, good shit for people who don't know anything,
yeah.
who
I
even know
I
less
I
than me.
I
I
didn't
imagine they're like, "Ooh,"
I didn't like it.
but
I thought it was like
you didn't.
I just thought it was a bit dumb. I was like, why do we need like? And also, as Quinn pointed out in a live stream, that's not how a Song of Ice and Fire prophecies work. So I just
Mm,
nerd emoji over here, pushing up my glasses. But like a Song of Ice and Fire prophecies are not let me just blatantly say what might happen in the future. It's like it's a lot more like euphemistic and like
mm,
mysterious and cryptic. You know, and I'm just like, why?
yeah,
Why do we need this? It just felt because it's not in the novella. I just felt pointless. Um,
I
I don't
think
know.
I think I kinda see what they're going for. They're kinda going for the, like, both these characters are worrying about their future. Here's a,
Mm.
like, something you'd probably encounter at a, like, tourney is a woman
I
setting
mean, you're
doing fortune
you
telling,
encounter it in
and
Brighton.
yeah, they get a bit of, like, a bonding moment. I just completely glossing over your joke. And, like, they get a bit of a bonding moment, and the joke, I think, is that Dunks is really standard and Eggs is really specific, but because they're doing the truth, I think that's where it probably goes wrong. Like, if she'd said something really specific that was maybe could be construed to be kind of what happens later, but was different, it probably would have worked better for
I think it should have just been
you nerds.
subtler. Like, I don't think it needed to
Yeah.
exist at all. But if it did exist, like, there's I won't. So Ira Parker wrote episode 4 of Hot D season 1, and there is a line where there's like a fortune teller who says, "Do you wish to see your death?" And it then cuts away, and like it's just a weird, creepy fortune
Mm,
teller. But it doesn't say. The character then proceeds to and it cuts away to an interesting visual that book
mm.
fans might go, "Oh, interesting," but like it doesn't just outright say, "Let's have this fortune teller just like blatantly like spoil something."
Yeah.
Um,
Yeah, I mean, I guess I didn't really notice the problems with it. It just
fair play.
like reminded me of things. But I guess, yeah, for people who those who know, um,
Does he know?
yeah, then I guess it's like it becomes more of an issue. I think pacing wise as a scene, I didn't it didn't feel like massively out of place. And they even have like a little bonding moment because they laugh about it. Um, but yeah, I guess it
Yeah.
could have been smoother.
Oh, it would have
Um,
even been smoother if both characters viewed both prophecies as haha this is funny instead of treating the second one seriously in like a meta way
yeah,
where the music goes serious. um
yes.
we have a super
Yeah, I
chat,
see that.
Alex. We got a
Oh,
super chat
shit.
once again from Hypatia Kovalevskaya Skladov. Fuck. Who says, well, Cersei's
Terrible.
prophecy is half precise, half metaphor. um
Mm,
I mean, that brings me into a
terrible.
whole, I fucking hate the Cersei prophecy stuff in A Feast for Crows. I actively really hate. I think it makes her character less interesting. Way less interesting.
Yeah, I can see that. Because
Um,
isn't her whole deal that, like, she's not a Targaryen, and she's like well, I know her obviously she's not a that's her
Guh?
whole deal. But, like, it makes her kind of evilness stand out from the Targs who are, like, prophesied magical evil,
Well, it's
or,
it's
like,
more
her success as well.
it's more I'm not gonna lie. I don't know what the fuck you're talking about.
Oh, shit, am I just,
You are
I'm
just
just going off.
you're just rambling. I think you're just pretending you know what.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. That's
No,
what I've been doing this whole time.
the Cersei prophecy is the whole when she was a kid. Someone told her, "Oh, you will be the queen, but then you'll be cast down by someone younger and more beautiful. And, you will have 3 children. You'll be married to the king. You'll have 3 children. The king will have like 20. Um, all your kids will die. And, the Valonqar, which is like old Valyrian for younger brother, will,
Oh,
will
yeah.
choke the life from you. And it basically is like, oh, so, you're doing this bullshit prophecy. You're giving Cersei a reason to hate Tyrion and a reason to be a bit of a narcissist and a reason to be a bit of both a misandrist and a misogynist, like because of some dumb prophecy stuff, instead of that just being how she developed being raised by a complete fucking psychopathic narcissist like Tywin and then being abused by Robert and all of these things coming together to create a villainous woman. Instead, it's just, into, oh, it's a prophecy. She hates Tyrion not because she's like, a narcissist emulating her father, despising the younger disabled brother. But because a prophecy said he's gonna kill you, and it's like, oh, brilliant, that just makes her way less fucking interesting. I just, and then the whole, she's paranoid about Sansa and also Marjorie because a younger queen will cast you down. It's like, oh, maybe it's just
Not just
not just her
yeah.
being a fucking insecure misogynist, like self-loathing misogynist. Like, it just suddenly made her really uninteresting. And I just remember I was really pissed off by that prophecy. All right, that was a
Damn, I
full
really
on.
did not know what the fuck I was on about.
I don't. I feel
Holy
like
shit.
I could see you
Well,
treading
I'm
water.
just
You were like
gonna
going under the waves. I was like, let me save you.
yeah,
Let me
yeah.
let me save
We
you.
just cast that from collectively from our memories. Didn't happen.
The moment you were like,
Um,
she's not a Targaryen, I was like, what are you cooking right now?
yeah, I don't know. But that
Anyway,
one with that one, the ingredients they were going all over the side.
well, you know what ingredients Raymond likes to work with? Apples. He invites
Yes.
a Dunk to his tent.
Smooth.
Thank you very much. The segues get smoother and smoother, just like Dunk's brain. Lots of apples in the background of the pavilion, as we mentioned. Like, just there's like,
Mm,
I have the scene up on my other monitor, and there are
count them.
literally 3 different bowls of apples, and like each of them have like 10 apples on them.
Fucking did you reckon there's like a whole they've got a whole cart just for apples. They're like, "Yep, we're off to the Ashford
There's more.
tourney.
There's
Got the
apples on a
tent.
table nearby. Oh my god! And they're
We got the
drinking
tent.
cider.
We got all the arms and the armor. Oh, there's the cart we have just for the apples.
Gonna need 2 cards for that.
Crazy.
The whole
Yeah.
apple tree coming. But we have Raymond, basically, cheery, awkward young Raymond, suddenly breaking into a treasonous rant. You were really like
Mm,
shocked when he started this because you were like, "What the fuck?
yeah.
This is like punishable by death if at the
Mm.
very least like a tongue removal activity.
If not, beheading
This is
or hung, drawn, and quartered.
tongueless behavior, as the kids might say. I don't know.
Yes.
Hmm.
Sure.
But what did you think about the
Um,
Targaryen saying they're incestuous aliens, they're silverhead brats, they enslaved this country? So yes, of course, Aryan deliberately meant to kill the horse. Targaryens are fucking nuts. What did you think that was about?
it's yeah, I mean, it's like you were saying earlier, it's another reminder that their power's in decline, that at the same tournament, the other, like, great houses are, like, in private obviously not freely, yeah, I mean, they never kind of it's never freely discussed until Robert, I guess, but, they're, like, in private saying all this shit about them shows that the fear of them is still there, but it's waning because
Hmm.
he doesn't even, like afterwards, he apologizes, he's like, "Oh, I might have gone too far," but he's not like, "Oh, shit, did anyone hear me say
No,
that?"
it doesn't even lock the
He's just
door
like
of his tent.
yeah, exactly. So, like, clearly, because he's still doing it in private, clearly he's still scared, but he's not like, you know,
someone
he's
in the
still fairly freely saying it.
someone in the chat said he's doing an Ilan Payne speed run. No. All right.
Oh, shit, yeah, because he's got no
Yeah,
time. Yeah.
yeah, yeah.
Took me a second, but
Nothing
yeah.
gets past you.
No, my brain that's got a couple more wrinkles than,
Then Dunk.
Dunk. Just a few.
Just a few.
Um,
But
yeah.
Raymond, see, the thing is that like one of the bits I didn't like about the rant, other than I didn't like the use of the phrase incestuous aliens, and I talked about this with Quinn, and he didn't really seem to agree with me. But have you heard of the Tiffany problem?
Yes.
Yeah,
Yeah, yeah.
yeah. The same thing with incestuous aliens. The term incest and the term alien, as in to mean outsider slash
Mhm.
strange thing, etc., is in the Song of Ice and Fire books, but I don't like their usage here because it does just sound weirdly modern. Incestuous alien, just when I feel like it should be like they are ill-born monstrosities, abominations. You know what I mean?
Mhm.
It
Yeah.
feels too modern sounding. Um,
Hmm.
yeah, and I
I
don't know
feel
if
like
you agree. 'Cause Quinn didn't really seem to mind.
I think it comes down to their like, the characters being slightly more grounded. Like, if this was Hot D, they would absolutely be like, "They're ill-born." Like, yeah, they would absolutely
Abomination.
say that. But I feel like because the characters are meant to be more
But I
especially
feel like there's
because
difference between
especially
grounded
Raymond.
and sounding like modern. Like
Yeah,
I'm
I
okay
think
with
it's just
incestuous, I guess. But like
it's
aliens?
alien. Yeah. I guess it's yeah, because it brings up the connotations, especially because they are like dragon riders and
Or
they have
maybe
some supernatural stuff.
maybe
I
this is
don't know.
just confirmation that Song of Ice and Fire is one of those fantasy worlds set in the post-apocalyptic sci-fi.
Yeah. Maybe they
Yo.
really are aliens. Much to
People
think
always
about.
have theories about every fantasy thing ever secretly being like in a post sci-fi
Yeah,
world.
which is no fun.
How many worlds are actually that? Because I don't think I've actually read anything that is a medieval world that used to be an advanced sci-fi civilization.
Mm,
Because I like the idea of that, if that's the intention from the start. But are there any book series that are like
yeah.
that? Let me know in the chat, people.
Not I can't think of any. I can think of
Uh
somewhere it's like Earth post-apocalypse where people reform back into like kingdoms and stuff. But I can't
mm.
think of any like specific like high fantasy stuff where it's like post sci-fi or something.
Crossfire in the
Yeah, that would
chat.
be cool.
Crossfire in the chat is saying ill-born monstrosity sounds too pretentious for a drunken rant.
Yeah, I agree with that.
Fair
I
play.
think yeah,
Drunken
because
cider.
it's what's the alternative for him to say? It's like because all the alternatives would be too wordy and yeah.
They're
I think
fucking bastards, dunk.
yeah, it didn't take me out of it
Fair play.
at all. But
Don't mind.
I would say it's a nice bit of character stuff that he's like the younger one, the squire. He's put upon
Mm,
by his
yeah.
arsehole brother, so he's kind of got this resentment within him that
Yeah,
comes out when he's
boils.
had too much of the family cider,
Hey, yeah.
but he keeps it hidden under the apple skin. Um,
Oh, let's go.
yeah, there you go.
And he lets it out when
Um,
he's with his mate. It
exactly.
is the eclectic mix of friends Dunk has developed. Just like the
Mhm.
saddest, weirdest bunch of people.
Yeah, and they're all somehow in charge of like thousands of people.
Well, to be fair, the
Um,
ones who are genuinely friends are like a weird little kid and
yeah,
then an awkward, irrelevant cousin of a knight.
yes, which
Like,
is which is nice because yeah, like we were saying earlier, the laughing storm isn't exactly his friend.
yeah,
Um,
just kind of uses him in a way, but finds him
yes,
like a fun thing. But yes, this
yeah,
segues in. Oh, there's a bit after the rant where Fossaway is talking about. Well, he's breaking down the tugs. He's being like, "Oh yeah, Makar's kids are going. The eldest is a drunk." I remember you when he said that. I think you did say something on the sort
oh
of
yes, I said, oh, where have we seen a drunk nobleman before in this show?
Guh. I have no idea what you're
Go,
talking about. And then
yeah, no,
Aryan is vain and cruel. Obviously, that's we know who Aryan is. Then one's
yes,
being shipped off to the Citadel. Hmm.
Amen.
And then I don't know if you picked up, but he says, "And the fourth." And as he's saying that, then Egg runs into the tent.
Yes, yeah, I
Yeah.
think I must have made some comment about, whoa, what,
Hold
what's
up.
going on
And
here?
then we go into the dramatic final scene, which is probably
Mm,
the largest plot point to have happened so far, basically, in
yes,
terms of where it will take the story. Where I'm very interested to hear, like, just your reaction to that, because you're sitting next to you was so much fun when you were just like, "Oh shit," where like
yeah,
people are being beaten up, the puppets are being burned, and like there's this great shot where the camera like follows Dunk into the tent and then swoops in on Aryan, who like is like forcing Tanzel onto her knees and then just like breaks one of her fingers. And like
mm,
Dunk just charges in and just fucking punches him across the face.
yeah.
Um,
It's no hesitation,
so
nothing. Like he goes in, he sees it, he keeps going, and
there's
then he
like
beats the shit out of him.
for a split second, it's like the fire flares up, but there's like a small flare of red across his face. There's like a proper like
Mm.
seeing red shit.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
before we get onto the actual twist reveal at the end of the quote unquote reveal, as if you didn't know,
Yes, twist reveal.
what do you think about the general scene of Aryan going ham and then Dunk doing the noblest slash dumbest thing and charging in and punching a prince in the face? Um, yeah, because this
It's
scene seemed to genuinely shock you.
yeah, I mean, because I knew the thing about Egg was coming, which we'll talk in a minute, but like, I mean, I suppose it's kind of the culmination of the first 3 episodes as an arc of like him being because in from everything he's experienced, you'd expect him to be like have his nobility almost like worn down a bit by seeing all these other knights kind of not being as like heroic as he might have thought them to be. But in the end, he doesn't. It doesn't really change his own valor and like knightness. Because even after seeing all of that and like people offering him to rig the joust and kind of trying to wear him down almost, he still doesn't give a shit. He still
Mm.
rushes in there and beats up the prince, which is
I
death.
I mean
Um,
that is what a knight is supposed to do. They're supposed to
yeah,
protect the innocent, and that's what he does.
yeah. Um, which, yeah, and it's a nice first proper confrontation between Eren and Dunk as
Mm.
polar opposites as well.
Yes,
Um,
in
and
every
Eren
sense.
does not stand a chance at all.
Yeah, no,
Like
he literally
he
gets
gets no
yeeted.
hitting. He just gets punched around, chucked around. Only
He
when his guards show up can he actually like
Yeah,
be there.
he gets punched twice, thrown to the floor, and then kicked in the face. When he
Yeah.
and interestingly, the actor said that the direction he was given was not to be furious, but to be confused more than furious. Where
Mm.
like he like
Yeah, I
stands
felt
up
that.
and yeah, and the vibe is like, huh, a commoner just punched me. Well, how I don't know how to react to this.
Yeah,
Like he just can't
he's not
comprehend
getting
it.
Joffrey about it. He's just
No,
like, "What the fuck?
he's like I can't
That's a thing
comprehend.
they could do?
Guh.
Guh?"
And then he's like, "All
Um,
right, yeah, fucking curb stomp him like it's American History X."
yeah.
And then yeah, it's different in the novella. It's like he instead he's like fetch me a hammer to like break his teeth out.
Oh,
But yeah, and also in the books, it's like it's not in a big pavilion because, like I said, it's string puppets. So it's basically he has the string puppets are like being burned, and then Tanzel's having her fingers broken because she's a puppeteer, and he's like, and as I said, like
yeah.
the reason why he does this is they're performing a play in which a brave knight slays a dragon, and he's like, that's treason, basically.
Yes.
Which again feeds into what you were
Um,
saying earlier about sort of Aryans like Targaryen insecurity.
yeah. Yeah, for sure. And I mean, I think, yeah, like I said with the finger puppets, it's a good it makes the scene way more dramatic for the screen that it's in a big pavilion with big things being burned rather than
Mm.
like out the front of a little puppet theater,
Yeah, no,
which would have been a bit underwhelming.
it is a lot more
But
dramatic.
yeah,
And yeah,
you see the
and speaking of dramatic, Dunk is about to have his teeth
mm,
not kicked out, uh, and then Egg comes in with a bunch of Fossaway Knights and is like, "Stop!" And he's like, and it's really sweet. Dunk's like, "No, get out of here. They'll hurt you too."
yeah,
And then Egg's
and he's
like,
like, "No, they won't."
"Wait, York'll do as I say." And then Arian's like, "Guh, it's my brother." And he's like, "Why'd you cut your hair off, brother?"
Brother.
Because I don't wanna look like you, bitch.
Yeah,
Is exactly how he said it. And then so
bitch.
2 things to talk about. One, the reveal itself, Egg is Aegon. He's the 4th son of the 4th son, so he's a very just down the line Targaryen prince.
Shit,
Bit of a
that's fourth sons of fourth sons. I'm pretty sure that's a if anyone in the chat's a goat, they will have read Discworld.
hmm.
Fourth son of a fourth son is how you get a wizard. Anyways,
Oh,
completely unrelated, but yeah.
might not be.
Um,
I'm sure Martin is a Pratchett fan.
probably. But yeah, he's
I call him George. I know him personally.
George. Yeah, 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 first name
I
basis.
got my book signed by him while he looked the other way. I know this, but I know this boy. No, but like, what did you think of? Because you worked it out straight from the bat. And to be fair, I have the feeling that you may have known even before going into the show.
Yeah, I think my latent YouTube watching gave me a bit of hints. But I mean, even I was looking out for that while watching it. I was looking out for any hints for that.
Yeah,
So
and when
yeah,
they
I
do
was
come, they feel obvious when you know. And I can't talk from the perspective of going in not even
mhm.
suspecting it because I do wonder if people were shocked by it.
Yeah, and I'm
Oh,
wasting your time because I can't even give that perspective either.
I'm so sorry, but
Um,
the chat is roasting you right now. I keep forgetting you can't
oh
read the chat.
no.
They're saying in Discworld it's the 8th son of an 8th
Oh
son.
fuck!
Oh,
I'm a fake fan.
you're a
I'm a
fake
fake
fan of
fan.
Song of Ice and Fire,
Shit.
of
I'm a fake fan
Discworld.
of everything.
We also
Just
did
poser.
start a bit of a debate in the chat about post-apocalyptic fantasy.
Oh
Someone's
shit.
saying technically A Song of Ice and Fire is post-apocalyptic because the Long Night was an apocalypse
I
and it takes place
guess.
after that. I don't count that. Someone's saying that there's post-apocalyptic fantasy where it's set it on Earth after an apocalypse, and it's a fantastical future. Um,
Maybe it's not read enough.
no,
Not well read.
I've got a big bookshelf though. I have a
That is true.
performative bookshelf. As someone said, children with alopecia everywhere molding when they found out Egg just shaved his head. They no longer feel
No heroes.
represented.
No heroes for them.
um,
Um,
but yes, so
but
yeah,
yeah,
not sure what else to say here. Like you saw it coming, so it wasn't a
yeah,
big
it was
twist for
fun
you.
though.
Yeah, yeah, and it's a great just a great story twist to have. That like
Yes,
yeah,
and it's a nice cliffhanger for the first half.
that's why
A nice.
I'm glad we watched the first. It would have been weird to watch the first two only,
Mm,
and then
yeah,
yeah,
it
people
was. Yeah,
yeah.
but it's a nice twist. It's a nice like change in the status quo, and like their relationship's gonna change, and or is it? Maybe it'll stay the same.
Yeah,
Um,
we'll talk about that in prediction corner.
yes, we'll get onto that.
But the
But
second thing I want to say, sorry, you
mhm.
were
No, I was gonna just jabber, say nothing of worth.
yammer,
Mm,
yap, and so on. I was going to say the other thing I have to address is not the reveal itself, but how it's unveiled, where Egg is like, brother, and then the music goes, oh, and the camera like cuts between all the characters, and then it like zooms in on Egg and zooms back from Dunk, and I was laughing my head off, and I loved it, and you didn't seem
yeah,
as impressed by it.
I mean, it's fun.
It's
Like
fun. It's tongue
it's
in
fun over
cheek.
the top. Yeah, yeah. It's what did you say? Said it was like a TV drama or some
Yeah,
shit.
like a
Like cutting back between the characters'
you're
reactions.
like a
Um,
Latin like telenovela or whatever
yeah,
it's called, a
yeah.
Spanish telenovela where it's like a really over the top soap. Someone in the chat
Yeah.
actually earlier was saying they're expecting the EastEnders theme to kick in.
Yeah, exactly. Hit the dun dun dun
Dun
dun
dun
dun
dun
dun
dun
dun dun
dun dun.
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 But like, yeah, I mean, and that's fun because often all like the blood relations and who's really related to who and all that is treated with so much like seriousness and
Mm.
plotting and stuff that when it's just kind of revealed, I mean, it is. I mean, it's like a dramatic moment still, but the kind of fun that they have with it is definitely, and how it's tongue in cheek, definitely different to stuff like I don't know, Hot D or something,
Imagine this
where there
scene.
are lots of
Um,
children to be
Imagine
met and stuff.
this scene in Hot D. Like imagine there's like a
Oh my god!
relationship reveal.
It's like, oh my god!
Vaymond Valarian's like, her children are bastards, and it's like, ha,
Yeah, and then it
ha,
cuts
and like
between
zoom.
everyone's face. It's dun, dun.
Because like
Fucking yeah, you get
the
everyone's
cuts,
shocked.
the cuts were in sync with the music. Where when the music went like dun dun dun, it would like cut to
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
the. Oh, I loved it.
Uh, that would have been yeah,
So
yeah. I
Longshanks in the chat is saying, I think as a piece on its own, the music was a very nice choral piece, but it was horrifically misplaced. I disagree. I thought it was
mm,
fun, and maybe it's
it
easy to
was
say that when I know the twist is coming, and maybe for people who don't see it coming, they're kind of like, oh, this is a weird. I don't know how I feel. Tonally, this might be odd, but for
yeah.
me, because I knew it was coming, I was just like, oh, that's like a fun way
I
to
think
package it.
yeah, I think within the tone of the show makes it more obvious that it's tongue in cheek. I think, whereas if it
Mm.
was like if the tone was more I mean, if the tone was serious, I guess it would work. I'm not sure. It worked for me. Even though I wasn't, like, necessarily laugh at it, but I got
Yeah,
where they were doing with
yeah,
it, and I still think it's fun. Um,
and thus the episode ended. And we are
mm,
through.
I was gonna say, interesting I wonder how he convinced the Fossaways. Like, was he just like, "Yeah, trust me, guys, I'm actually a Targaryen. Come with
That
me."
is a good point. I don't know if
Like,
it's ever.
did he whip out his birth certificate or something? He's like,
I don't think
"Look."
it's specifically. Stefan's like, I thought you were born in Hawaii. No, but
Oh,
it's
shit.
we're moving on to prediction corner. But no, I don't think
Yes.
it's clarified in the novella. I think it's just he just goes to the Fossaways and is like, I am a Targaryen prince. Come with me right now, and they do it. But it doesn't because it happens off screen,
Yeah.
off page rather. So I don't know. Yeah, yeah,
Interesting.
that's a good point. But anyway,
Maybe
you're not
that vibe.
watching. You're not watching the stream right now. So do you want to like pop it on for a second just to see prediction corner?
Okay. I'll get it out.
Because
Give it up.
Alex hasn't been allowed to watch the stream because there might be spoilers in chat.
No.
That being said, I don't think anyone's actually spoiled,
Damn, they've been good.
which sucks
I
because I
don't
mean
know.
you could have been reading the chat the whole time,
Yeah.
but I would have been
Okay.
stressed having to look at every single comment. It's prediction corner.
Oh, fucking hell. That is nasty, man.
Oh, you know what would be fun?
Uh,
Once we finished all of Dunk and Egg, we should watch the inside the episodes and behind the scenes stuff together. But only after we finish the whole season because I kind of
yeah, I did see some in my YouTube recommended it. I was like, no, I'm not going to see
yeah,
that.
yeah.
I'm going to wait.
Because I think it will almost interrupt the kind of vibe, you know.
Yes.
But yes, prediction corner. This is what I've been very excited for. So where the fuck
Get
do you
the best
think?
to the end.
Where is the story going? We can talk about specific characters in a sec, but just overall, Dunk's arrived at the tourney. He wants to joust. He's bought armor. He's got this, or he's tried to buy armor. He's got this and that, and he's ready to go. And he just needs to win one joust to get some money. Blah blah blah. And then out of nowhere, he punches a prince. He's grabbed by guards. Egg comes in, let go of him. Turns out his squire is a missing Targaryen child. Where is the story going?
Okay, well, I mean, having seen the trailers, because I didn't know I was going to end up having to like
Oh,
watch this blind and stuff. So I have seen them. I think I only watched the first one. I didn't watch like all the trailers, which is probably a good thing. So I do know that he does joust at some point, and I would have expected that anyway, if I'm being honest.
from the joust
Because
show.
it would have been, yeah, it would have been a bit of a dick move to show all of that and then to have him never joust. If I had to guess, it's probably like, oh, he enters the jousts, and if he loses, we get to put him to death or whatever for
Ooh.
his slander, and then so he has to, if he doesn't, but then if he could win this joust, then he can get away with it. But if he can't,
Ah.
then we get to punish him.
But
That's my kind of guess.
who would he joust against?
I guess they just put him in there.
Oh, as
They
in
just see, as in they put him in the lists as like a
Oh,
put him up against the best.
are you saying he has to win the entire jousting championship and then he gets to live?
Sounds like the kind of thing the Targs would do, yeah. Or like,
And
at
then
the very
if
least,
if he loses one, then it's like boom, you die.
yeah. Or like at the very least, we get to beat the shit out of you and cut your tongue out or something.
Woo. So it's essentially, so you're saying that the story's basically going to go in the same way it would have, except the
Different stakes.
the stakes are not, oh, I lose all my armor and horse and I'm just a sad hedge knight. And instead it's, I'm literally going to die / be tortured.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, this isn't necessarily like exactly what I think is good. It's not like, oh, if go all my evidence, I think it's gonna be like this. This is an idea of how it could go.
I'm not being like, where's your evidence? It's just I'm just I'm just curious if like where do you think it's going? That's that's a really fun idea. It's like, you know, the joust goes on, but there's like there's deathly stakes behind it.
Yeah, I think it gives it a bit more. I mean, it does kind of, if it does go like this, it would kind of negate his whole, am I really a knight if I'm not winning this stuff? Because then it's like, well, you'll be dead as well. So I think it might not be the best way for it to go, but it would certainly be interesting. And he'd get to joust.
How do you know he won't just be put on trial and then beheaded for punching a prince? And that's it. That's the end.
Bit of a. I mean, there's more books, right?
I shouldn't have said that, bro.
Yeah, you shouldn't have. It's a bit narratively unsatisfying for him to just die. Like, come on, man. Gotta have some kind of wrap up to his story.
3 episodes left. It could be like a massive courtroom drama. It just suddenly just genre shifts.
Yeah. We're taking back to King's Landing, and it's like Ace Attorney in this bitch.
Law and Order Westeros.
Yeah. Objection.
But yeah,
if I had to guess, something like that.
I guess just in terms of, it's fun to poke and prod.
Yeah, for my.
I was going to try and make
sage knowledge.
Yeah, I was going to turn it into a joke. I just couldn't be bothered. But I guess it's like, you have Aerion as obviously a twat, But you
Mm,
also have Egg, who likes Dunk, and you also have
mm,
Makar, who's just a moody guy generally, and you also have Baylor, who appears to be, and you're not entirely sure about this, but appears to be nice. So it's
mm.
like, would Baylor allow this? Would Makar allow such a thing? Would Egg allow such a? I mean, he is a kid, like, but
Yeah, he doesn't really get a choice. Arian would probably be down for the fight, or down for the challenge of it being literally you have to beat all of the best jousters to win, and he'd be down to watch it, I guess. Makar would find it funny, probably.
hmm,
Um, and then Baylor would be like, "Oh, well, if you could prove your honor, then surely you're deserving," or some bullshit like that.
mm.
I think it's plausible.
I think it's interesting.
Yeah,
I think the
and it would,
question is, am I pushing back against you because I'm like, this theory doesn't make sense, or am I trying to,
or am I right?
am I
Am I
leading
on
you
the money?
away? And why would
Oh
I?
yeah.
Yeah, well, yeah. That's
Oh well, I'll find out, I
I've
guess.
accidentally like made the chat box disappear. How the fuck did I do that? Come back.
Good job.
There we go. It's back. It's all good. Um, cool. So in terms of individual character predictions, so Dunk, what is the end goal for Dunk? Where is Dunk going? Where will he be by the end of the season? AKA,
Probably
will he
if
win
I
this death-defying joust championship, or will he be defeated at the end?
I could see them pulling a defeated at the last hurdle, but he's fine with it kind of thing. I could see them doing that, but that's kind of cliche. So I don't know if they will.
Would he be fine with it
Um,
if he's just going to get executed if he loses?
well, okay, not necessarily in that universe. In that universe, you
Ah,
have to win
mm,
somehow. In like just other potential universes, I could see them pulling like a he doesn't technically win it all, but he's happy with how it went. Friends be winning along the way kind of bullshit.
nice,
Um,
nice.
but I can also definitely see him returning to being just a lowly hedge knight at the end of the series. I could see that.
A crazy adventure, and at the end goes back to where he
Yeah,
was at the start, but he's like learned some
exactly. But
valuable
he's
life lessons.
changed and yeah, exactly. Um, or like he knows some lords, so it'll be slightly better, but I could
What?
see that happening as well. I mean,
What?
either way, it would be some kind of resolution of his desire for like knightly renown and glory, and like he'll have
Mm,
to come to a decision on where his priorities lie.
mm.
Um, but
What
yeah,
about Egg?
I mean, he's gonna have to return to the fold somehow. I think. There's not like they're gonna let him run off again. Um, but
He just gets
I
kidnapped.
mean,
It's like Taken with Liam
yeah.
Neeson.
But I mean, he's with his character arc, he's obviously like he's learning about how people live and how hedge knights live and what it's like not being in the nobility.
Mm.
He's getting a bit worldly, um,
H-
and yeah,
Yeah,
learning to relate to the small folk a bit more. So by the end, I imagine he'll be set up for more of a career in I say career, set up more for his noble life, which he'll have to return to. So, but
yeah.
maybe he like goes to the tournaments and meets up with his buddy. I don't
Hey,
know,
yeah. You can't
but
have Dunk and Egg without Egg. Although
exactly,
to be fair, the trilogy of novellas is not called Dunk and Egg. It's like the first
yeah,
novella. When none of them are called Dunk and Egg, the first novella is colloquially known by the fans as Dunk and Egg because it's the two of them hanging out. But who knows? He might appear in the future, or maybe he doesn't.
yeah. And I mean, if he does, if it is like those two going on adventures, then I guess Doug becomes or like they do some weird thing where Egg's technically the knight and Dunk's technically a squire or some shit like that. Because
ten,
he's lower
10,
born, so they make him the squire, so to
10-year-old
like
knight.
the yeah, to the child. But I don't know.
All right.
Um,
What about? Wait. Okay. So what about Aryan Brightflame? What's your prediction for Aryan?
um, I don't know if it's gonna go too well for him, I'm not gonna lie. Because he's representing Targaryen arrogance in a show about the Targaryens' decline. Um, so I don't know if it's gonna end too well. I could see him getting skewered or
Ooh.
I'm meeting some unfortunate end, or maybe just like losing the like best losing favor or something. Um, but
What
yeah, I
what
don't know.
what about the older princes, Baelor and Maekar? Any predictions for those characters?
Oh, I don't know. I don't feel like they're too central in this one, really. Maybe I mean they'll be more important now that Dunk's decked his nephew. Um, I couldn't think of a word for nephew that started with D. Dunk's decked a dick.
Ooh.
Um, but they'll be more important now. But I don't know, like, if they're gonna have some big changes or arcs or anything. Like if Baelor's gonna, I don't know, get done like Henry II and get impaled by Crabber's son.
I mean,
But
you said Baelor's secretly a villain.
yeah, I mean, I don't know if he's a villain. I just might just be a dick in
Just
private.
just a he's
Um,
like, "Oh, fuck this guy. Punch my nephew. Fuck off."
yeah, I don't know. I'll have to see.
We will have to see.
Yeah,
And I
I'll
did.
have to see.
And okay, what other fun characters are there? The Fossaways. And speaking of, I did get a super chat. Six Demon Bag 17, thank you. Said, can't mention the Fossaways without mentioning my boy Lothar Brune, S tier. In the books, there's a guy called Lothar Brune who I think in the Battle of the Blackwater, he kills a Fossaway and captures two more, or he kills two and captures one, or maybe he kills three. I can't remember, but he basically fucks up a bunch of Fossaways, and his nickname becomes. Do you know what it becomes?
Feel like the apple cutter or some
It's
bullshit.
the Apple Eater.
Oh, there you go.
That's a bit lame, to be honest. Lothal the Apple Eater. Um, yeah, shout out Lothal Brune. He's basically Littlefinger's like guard captain,
Damn.
loyal boy. Um, but yeah, the Fossaways, Stefan the Dick, and then his like little cousin.
Hmm. I don't know. I mean,
It's kind of hard to ask you what your predictions are for every character
yeah,
because like you don't
like
know where the story's going fundamentally. But I
exactly.
guess
I
it's just
mean,
kind of in terms of the vibes. Like, well, what do you think? I don't
yeah,
know.
in terms of vibes, I could see like, oh, Stefan dies in a joust, and suddenly the unimportant cousin isn't so unimportant after all. I could see something like that, or he gets done in for his treason. Um, one of those, either of those would be
Mm,
expected, I guess.
interesting.
But
What about Tanzel? Uh, Dunk's
oh,
crush.
I mean, he saved some of her fingers.
Oh my god!
But
You know what correlation I didn't make? Three Finger Alice
what?
song and Tanzel having her fingers
Oh
broken.
shit!
Yo, she's Three Finger
She's
Tanzel.
she's Hope. I guess she kind of plays that in their like over
Yeah.
analysis. She kind of
Mm.
is Hope. I guess she's telling the story of the fool and the knight, or the knight. All men are fools and knights. So I don't know. Um,
Oh, Alice with three fingers, never
oh,
had a
Tansel
lot.
with three fingers. It fits in the song. Um,
Tanzer with three fingers.
yeah,
Oh, it does actually. She
yeah.
gave me all she
So
had to give, to more than what was sought, to more than what I bought. Hey, that's all that
yeah.
Yeah, no, go on.
I don't know. For her, I don't know. Like he saved some of her fingers, I guess, but she's still probably
And
screwed.
he's caked the fuck up, so he needs at
He
least
still hasn't got his shield back
he
either.
needs at least three. You're right. I hope she's finished the shield
Yeah,
before
otherwise
her
he'd be
fingers got snapped.
yeah. I don't know, she's kinda screwed now, but I'm sure she'll find a way out of it. Um,
But do you
or maybe
think
she won't. Maybe she's just destitute for the rest of her
do you
life.
think her and Donkey are gonna get together, or do you think it's a bit of a one-sided, unrequited
Maybe
crush?
they'll be friends by the end of it.
Man, that
Maybe.
even just you saying that phrase made my heart hurt.
Oh, I'm sorry. I don't know, I could see them because they are quite similar in a way. Um, like, they do apart from them just
They
being
say
tall,
what they do be
which
tall though.
is
They
good
do be
for,
tall. Commonality, as
puppets.
Egg says.
But, like, I don't know, they're both well, yeah, commonality. I guess they are both kind of commoners and
Oh,
had to make their own ways in life. So, like, I don't know, there's things they could bond over if Dunk had some game. But I don't know. I don't know if they'll get together. Maybe, maybe not. I don't know. I wouldn't really mind either way, to be honest.
cool. It would be nice, but the character doesn't need it. Is all what you're saying.
Yes, yeah, that's kind of what I'm saying. Like,
Um,
they could and they couldn't, but both would work for the story.
And then I guess finally, in terms of just fun, weird side characters, and there are quite a few more, but a lot of them are just like in one scene and they disappear.
Hmm.
Lionel, what's Lionel gonna
Lionel.
get up to?
Man, I don't fucking know.
He's just gonna be
He could
shirtless
do
again,
he could
singing.
do anything. Yeah, maybe him and Dunk will get together in the end. That'd be a twist.
What's annoying about
Um,
having not seen him joust, which I thought would be this episode, is that
mm,
the reason why he's called part of the reason he's called the Laughing Storm is that he laughs while jousting. He just like under his helmet, just
uh,
booming laughter, and everyone's like he's insane.
that's really cool.
And like when he knocks people off
Ah,
their horse and they want to continue one on one, he goes off and they fight in melee, and he's just laughing the whole time. And then he's described as like he knocks the crests off of his opponent's helmet and then picks it up and throws it into the crowd.
damn.
And it's just like, how did we not get that?
Yeah. I don't know. Maybe if Dunk does have to do the like shit. If I cut out, it's because my monitor's turning off.
I can
Um,
still hear you.
what was I gonna say? Yeah, if Dunk does have to do the like tournament battle royale shit where he has to
Mm.
win or die, then I could see him and Lionel having a good fight,
Hell
having
yeah.
a good joust.
Ooh.
But other than that, I don't really like. He could kind of do anything really.
There we
Um,
go.
he
Again,
could have some. He could have some fun.
what I've
I'm sure.
realized from this conversation is this is not the kind of show to be like, what do you think's gonna happen next? Because it's
Yeah,
three very short episodes and a very simple storyline, and you're like, I don't know.
I
This
don't
isn't
know.
House of
It
the
feels
Dragon.
like it's like
Yeah.
Hot D. I'm like, I don't remember my predictions. That it's been too long since I watched the
But
last
there are
episode.
load of
But
potential
yeah, there's those little
predictions.
plots, and I'm like, oh, maybe this will happen. This, I'm like, yeah, someone's they're gonna have fun, probably, maybe.
If you're still around, I don't know what your summer plans are, but Hot D season 3 watching together could be fun.
Mm,
I phrase that
yeah,
weirdly.
could bring me back for the Normie analysis, even
Yeah.
though
Oh, Norm.
because see, I've not read any of these books. It's marketable.
Normie
N-
review for every
Normie
episode
review
would
for
make more
everything.
sense for Hot D. Let's milk it. Let's
Milk
milk
that
it
shit.
like Arlen milked his fucking fang and that woman behind him. Oh, you know he went more
Damn.
than once. You know Sir Arlen hadn't got a refractory period. He just keeps going.
Whatever, whatever gets you to sleep at night.
Thinking about Arlen does.
Think about, well, maybe it doesn't get you to sleep. Maybe it gets you somewhere else.
It gets me to
Um,
sleep after an intense 5 seconds.
yeah, I'm sure.
I meant to say minutes. I don't know what
Um,
that was about. What? Okay, we're fully rambling now because it is in fact
yes.
15 minutes to midnight. Can I just profusely
Mm,
apologize for keeping you for this
no, it's
long?
chill.
This
It's chill.
is
It's been fun.
yeah. Oh my god. Anyway,
Oh,
okay.
brother.
There's another super chat. I'll read this out. Thank you, Jasper. Jasper Lane. A regular super chat to shout out Jasper. Jasper, we were in DMs, weren't we? We need to organize that little stream thing. Jasper Lane says, Haven, any plans for a Valentine's Day stream? Oh, definitely. Because I'm not going to be fucking doing anything on Valentine's Day, am I? Yeah. Oh no, sorry, I'm busy.
Yeah, I
Sorry,
love
Jasper.
Valentine's
I'm
Day.
busy. I'm busy with Lady Haven. Oh wait. Anyway, honestly, yeah, Valentine's Day for the lonely hearts, the for all the virgins subscribe to me. Sure thing. That'd be
Yeah,
fun.
Haven. What do you mean? I'm sure the Haven heads are they're all busy that day. They've got
Smash
things on.
Smash or pass with Alex.
Hmm.
No, I'm bored of Smash or Pass.
Get some interesting takes on that one.
Oh no, that makes it that's good. You think they
Oh
want
no, shit. No, I'm boring. I'm boring. Don't do. I'm boring. I don't know.
I don't know. I'll try and think of what could be a fun. I'll probably do a Valentine's Times Day stream. Oh, someone in the chat. Normalisis. That's what our series could be. Normalisis.
Normalisis.
Nice. Anyway, should we do a wrap up because this took a long time
Yes. Who'd have thought?
3 hours 20 minutes. We
Two
literally
ramblers ramble.
we
Crazy.
literally did scene by scene. I thought this would be just a we casually talk about our views, but you were like, yeah, let's do every every
I mean,
scene.
I'm not my my long-term memory is good, but my short-term memory is like
Get
it's not for me though.
fucking diagnosed.
Yeah. So for this show, I was like, when after you watched it, I was like, yeah, I'll remember. And then today I was like, wait, fuck, what happened?
Do you
Um,
remember
do I remember?
the
Clearly not.
21st night of
Um,
Egtember?
yeah.
Egtember?
So,
Let's go. Oh, do you dunk member? The
oh,
21st night of Egtember.
You're losing it. You're
Ah,
losing
yeah,
touch.
no, no. Anyway, right. Thank you for watching, everyone. This has been the greatest live stream in the history of YouTube, and the greatest live stream that you lot have ever watched, with the exception of my next one. Thank you for watching.
Crazy.
You don't have anything to plug because apart from your
No,
fucking asshole, because
easy.
you're a normie.
Well,
Whoa,
yeah,
right,
no,
calm down,
I
calm
don't
down.
have shit.
So I'll
Um,
just say my quickie should be coming out tomorrow. I should have finished it today, but things got in the way. Quickie's coming out tomorrow. Um, live streams will continue alternating my channel, Quinn's channel. The next Normie analysis stream with Alex will be after episode 6, because we're doing 3 and
whenever
3.
that is.
Not too
When's
long away
episode?
because
Oh, 3 weeks, of course, yeah.
not even. I think only 2
Oh,
weeks.
shit.
Only 2 weeks because
Damn.
no, wait. Yeah, no, 3 weeks actually. Yeah, you're right. Anyway,
Ah,
and then of course
well, I'll be back.
I am working on the animated history of House Baratheon. And yeah, it's slow going because every time I sit down to work on it, I'm like, oh shit, I need to make a Dunkin' Egg review. And by the time I finish my Dunkin' Egg review, the next episode's out. So I, God damn it. Anyway, this was super fun. Did you have fun? A dog,
I had a lot of fun. Oh, now you've ruined it. It's
a
all over.
a dog, a girl, a thang.
Oh no,
No,
no. Anyway, no, yeah, it was fun though,
I,
despite
I
your
was so close to
shit
saying,
jokes.
to calling you the p word,
Oh no.
and not the p word
Which
people are thinking. No, not that, not
yeah,
the
no,
rude one. Something else.
just
Anyway,
my username.
this was fun. Did you
Yeah,
enjoy talking to hundreds of people? You're an
I
e-celeb now.
did.
Can
That's
someone please make
crazy.
fan art of Alex? Um,
Oh shit.
can someone please write erotic fanfic of me
Oh,
and
that's a
Alex?
step far.
No one's done it of
Just for your
Me
white
and
bag.
Quinn yet, and I'm really disappointed.
That's crazy. Who'd
And
who'd
no,
have
actually,
thought?
that being said, I haven't looked it up. I bet there's at least one. Anyway, I'm just finding excuses to not end the stream because I'm having too much fun.
That's fair.
This was super fun. I'll see you future videos, future streams. Norm analysis coming in 3 weeks' time. Alex, thank you so much for coming on the stream.
Ah, my pleasure.
Goodbye,
I'll see you
Haven.
later, Haven heads.
Bye, Haven.